You're listening to the Rayne Badger on RMSG Broadcast. Warning, this show contains explicit content, including strong language, violence, and content of a sexual nature, and is intended for mature audiences only and unsuitable for children. Listener discretion is advised. Enjoy the show.
Siente como tu alma se desprende y vuela. Bienvenido a la muerte sea. Libertad es lo que busco probar. En un día alzo mis alas, jamás aterrizar el inframundo en la tierra, donde habitan alma, chivalva arrastra tu espíritu a descansar, bailando entre demonios y calaveras. Sueña que después de muerto jamás despertarás. Tu cuerpo de la vida se desprende ya en esa tumba. Frío te vas a quedar. Levanto oración a los brujos, dioses de la noche. Ofrendo la sangre que derrama el hombre cuando es sacrificado y su dolor se expande a la tierra. Virtud que alimenta el corazón inerte y se vierte en una copa de vino. Ritual de adoración fúnebre envuelta en delirio, vestigio de lo jamás antes visto. Mitología escrita en verso, tinta de la pluma que fue a dar al inframundo, camino al portal sagrado, creado a base de piedra caliza para devorar del gran subterráneo, servidores siendo esclavos, demonios hechizados, clasificando a cada uno por su tormento humano, guiados a descansar en definitivo en el mundo subterráneo. Bukukames, Chivalva.
Twice as mean, you know the routine. I'm popping the Xanax and from my bed, and then you come with the preteen. In the gene where we wanna be. I'm smoking it out to the 60 green. BGE be tripping off 'cause he ain't friendly. So don't step incorrectly. Stab your neck and blood will spray out like a jet ski. I bet heat is what you taking next. Metal head like Jason X. Outlaw nation rep, so ain't nothing will ever face my signal. I'm patient yet been burning my candle left open. I hope fans notice before my corpse is frozen. It's all in my artistry. Regular life is hard for me. There ain't no blood in my veins. Sound waves be running through my arteries. I'm partially schizo, so Crips go to fist mode. I hit those like missiles or Vladimir Klitschko. Pistols and rifles, Second Amendment artillery. Paranoid, the government's spying on killing me.
Психопаты, видно сразу сдвиг по фазе. На полотно твоего бытия поневоле мы литры грязи.
I'm a motherfucking psycho. Like Charlie Manson, I'ma kill 'em all with my flow.
My flow.
H1N1.
Психопаты, видно сразу сдвиг по фазе. На полотно твоего бытия поневоле мы литры грязи.
I'm a motherfucking psycho. Like Charlie Manson, I'ma kill 'em all with my flow.
My flow.
H1N1.
Разбито зеркало, руки в крови. Убиты все, кого как я любил, потому негодование заковало меня. Тут остался страх, и я с ним беседую. Но на все вопросы мои позабыл ответы. Он я тихо сетую на мир, вселенную, смотря на свои же глаза, будто в них ответы суть. И все-таки вновь изливаю местами себя тут листами тетради. Я думал другой, а в результате всегда за чертой, как знаменатель. Даже если трижды прав, в конечном итоге пойдешь налево. Отребье, жизнь это боль, как босыми ногами на лего. Так недалеко до деградации, мне на кого было опираться. Будто бы ступором скута, но помысла чище, чем руки хирурга при операции. Но суровый мир твоей невинной душе порвал плеву. Так будет, пока твоих заплаканных щек не коснется рука смерти. Психопаты, психопаты, видно сразу сдвиг по фазе. На полотно твоего бытия поневоле выливали мы литры грязи.
I'm a motherfucking psycho.
Psycho.
Like Charlie Manson, I'ma kill 'em all with my flow.
My flow.
H1N1.
Психопаты, психопаты, видно сразу сдвиг по фазе. На полотно твоего бытия поневоле выливали мы литры грязи.
I'm a motherfucking psycho.
Psycho.
Like Charlie Manson, I'ma kill 'em all with my flow.
My flow.
H1N1.
I'm the one that chills, sitting on top of the hill. I'm swinging and cutting and chopping and stacking these bodies. I psycho for real. I don't need a knife, a hatchet, or an axe, cause I'm spitting the venom. I'm lyrically vicious, a stereo assassin that beast mode attacks. Coming through your hood with that bring out your dead. Hiding under children's beds with my eyes glowing red. Like shown, I'm walking with the infected dead. I'm eating these bastards and taking their rappers. It's time to go night night, I'm taking their heads. Meet me on the stage in your city, call it fight night. Coming with originality, taking your spotlight. People got a crew and go solo each and every night. Cause when your crew heard my live show, they left you like bye-bye.
Психопаты, психопаты, видно сразу сдвиг по фазе. На полотно твоего бытия поневоле выливали мы литры грязи.
I'm a motherfucking psycho.
Psycho.
Like Charlie Manson, I'ma kill 'em all with my flow.
My flow.
H1N1.
Психопаты, психопаты, видно сразу сдвиг по фазе. На полотно твоего бытия поневоле выливали мы литры грязи.
I'm a motherfucking psycho.
Psycho.
Like Charlie Manson, I'ma kill 'em all with my flow.
My flow.
H1N1.
What's up, guys? Rayne Badger here with you Friday night. That was Infekted Deadbeats featuring Vice Script, Katie the Stranger, and Beast Mode. What's going on out there, guys? Y'all ready to party Friday night? I am going to actually have Todd Drake here with me after this next break, so you guys stay tuned in. Of course, you're listening to our MSG broadcast, brought to you by our Underground Radio Systems, Melee Strike Gaming, Renegade Studios, all that good stuff. Go ahead and check out Melee Strike Gaming, www.meeleestrikegaming.com. Check that stuff out, alright? So anyway, like I said, I'll have Todd Drake with me, actually, after the break, so here you go.
You're listening to the Rayne Badger on our MSG broadcast. Warning, this show contains explicit content, including strong language, violence, and content of a sexual nature, and is intended for mature audiences only and unsuitable for children. Listener discretion is advised. Enjoy the show.
Oh, my bad.
From Arizona, Big Lacote out of New Mexico.
For that, Todd Drake and C-Loke. And I say Todd Drake first because, yeah, that's C-Loke, but Todd Drake did the beat and put that dude on fucking beat the whole damn track. That's so he did all the work on that shit. So, and before that, we started off the fucking whole show with the Swisher House freestyle before the Kappa 2K1. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I was like, does Todd Drake rap?
No, you know what I'm saying? I don't think he does. He probably, like, raps blunts and joints. Oh, my bad.
From Arizona, Big Lacote out of New Mexico.
For that, Todd Drake and C-Loke. And I say Todd Drake first because, yeah, that's C-Loke, but Todd Drake did the beat and put that dude on fucking beat the whole damn track. So he did all the work on that shit. So, and before that, we started off the fucking whole show with the Swisher House freestyle before the Kappa 2K1. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I was like, does Todd Drake rap?
No, you know what I'm saying? I don't think he does. He probably, like, raps blunts and joints, but that's about it. Todd, do you fucking rap? Crooked wants to know. He wants to use that for some crooked news.
He wasn't.
Todd Drake is rapping, people.
He wasn't recently incarcerated.
Who was? Todd Drake. Is that where the fuck he's been?
Yeah, he did 13 days. He did 13 days in that movie.
Hey, well, now you know he's a real gangster.
It's like, how the fuck do all y'all know? Dude's my goddamn producer, and I don't even know he's in fucking jail. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real, all my friends know, but...
He went on purpose. He was just getting his street cred up.
He's getting his street cred. He went on purpose, huh? Yeah. That's what's up. Shit.
What's the charge, Holmes?
Yeah, right. My beats were too hot. Shit. Well, let's just keep it moving, man. Some more music. This one's from Cincinnati, Lazy Ass Destroyer. Then we're going to have some Buckshot and Bone Crusher and Young Buck. Yeah. You know.
That sounds like a good lineup.
Your mother, Loud Ass Radio.
What's up, guys? Rayne Badger here with you. Obviously, that was a skit by the one and only Todd Drake, and we're about to give him a call. So, let's see what Todd Drake's up to. Let's give Todd a call live right now.
Hold on 1 second. Sorry, bad time.
Bad time? What are you doing?
Hello?
Yeah. Hey, man, what's up? It's Rayne from RMSG Broadcast. I said it's Rayne from RMSG Broadcast.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was already 11. I was kind of busy.
Oh, what were you doing? Do I dare ask?
Nothing. No, you don't. No, I was working.
Oh, working. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was just work, I promise.
I don't believe you exactly, but we'll just let that slide.
You're not the one that I need to believe me. You know what I'm saying?
As long as the cops believe you.
Right, alleged.
Alleged, yeah, exactly. Innocent until proven guilty.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So what's going on with you, man? How are you doing?
Oh, shit. I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Glad to actually have you on here. I believe this is the first time you and I have actually gotten to actually sit down and have an interview. Yeah.
It actually is. Yep. Since forever.
Yeah, since forever. I've been around the radio game for a while, but you never actually offered yourself up for an interview until now, so...
Yeah, actually, I didn't even know that. Well, I was tagged in it or something. Somebody kind of threw me under the bus on it. I was like, fuck y'all did.
They're like, we'd like to hear Todd. We're just going to tag him, and then he's going to be obligated.
Yeah, that's about it in a nutshell right there.
Well, man, I'm glad you're on here, and, we'll actually get to grill you about a couple things and get your fans, in here listening and get them to where they can hear stuff, and then also some new people, too.
Well, let's do it then. Let's light this candle.
All right, man. Oh, I don't know. Lighting the candle, last time I heard that, bad things were to follow.
Yeah, they still haven't quite figured out exactly how that went down, so I would not say a whole lot.
Okay, yeah. We gotta keep that on the DL, definitely. All right, man. So first and foremost, I know you've got a lot of your fans listening in, but we also have people tuning in who might not have actually heard about you and Infekted Dead Entertainment. So how exactly would you describe and explain what you do there to these people in general that are just hearing you for the first time?
Well, shit. Basically, what do you need? So I think we've got pretty much all angles covered, from your artwork to the actual production to mix, master. Got a handful of really dope artists that are on the label. There's really not a whole lot that, just short of pressing our own discs, which is in the making. We're pretty self-contained and cover just about every aspect of music. Mm-hmm. We got it.
Yeah, it sounds like you're pretty self-sufficient. Yeah, it sounds like you're pretty self-sufficient. Awesome. So, basically when it comes to it, you're not actually having to depend on too many other people to, get your own stuff out there. You pretty much got it all in-house.
Right. A lot of it is in-house. As a matter of fact, I'd say, if not all of it, yeah, I'm pretty sure we do all of it in-house. Between the 7, maybe 8 of us on the roster total, we've got just about all of it covered.
Awesome.
Really talented guys on there. Artwork, just imagination, just skill in general. Really, really talented guys.
Well, speaking of your roster, who exactly all is on your roster? I should go ahead and ask that so everybody knows.
Okay, we have Bloodrust.
Mm-hmm.
It's about, most of them are from St. Louis. We have a couple of guys in Arizona, or I'm sorry, New Mexico, which is Cannibal Carney, Javier Quintero.
Mm-hmm.
We have Outsiders. We have Lyrical Death Wish. We got, I mentioned Bloodrust. We have Beast Mode. And then me and Bloodrust together are Apex Predators.
Oh,
and
cool.
everybody kind of has a little side project. And honestly, a lot of stuff we bring to the table is after it's already done. It's like, oh, I had an idea, so I did it. Here's what we got.
Yeah.
And everybody just kind of contributes to it or knocks it, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, just about everybody involved has a small hand in it, if not the majority.
That's awesome.
My heart is upon as much job as I can on everybody else.
Yeah.
So, don't always work out like that, but I give it help.
Yeah, and I bet it's also probably a good thing and a lot easier to actually have a crew to actually roll with instead of having to do it all solo.
Yes, that is a blessing right there.
Yeah.
And a lot of the artists that are not on Infekted, so to speak, that are affiliated with us, that we work real hard with and roll with, are solid, do anything you need. We have surrounded ourselves with really solid, good people. No bullshit, guys.
Yeah, no snakes in the mix.
Straight up. Exactly.
And that's hard to find in the underground because everywhere you look, there's snakes popping their heads out. So it's always good when you can get a good group together.
And without opening that can of worms, you remember a couple of them in particular that I had to deal with.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they still pop up every so often, but, it's the ones that talk the most are the ones that ain't doing shit anyway, so.
Oh, yeah, the ones that talk. Yeah, the ones that talk the most are the ones that are desperately trying to gain attention through any means possible and, trying to gain attention off your name.
Right. Now, don't get me wrong, it's impossible not to completely not say something. Every now and then I have to throw a little stab out here and there just because I get tired of hearing the shit. But for the most part, we just laugh it off.
Yeah.
Because, we know what the deal is, and most people that know us do too, so it's just more entertainment, I guess. Maybe diss track, who knows, shit.
Yeah.
Which we haven't not done any, so that'd be kind of.
Yeah, well, see, the one thing about diss tracks, I think, is I think they're better when you kind of veil it a little bit, where, like, everybody knows who you're talking about, but you're also not giving the name of the person, so you're not giving them free promotion.
Yeah, that's like telling someone to fuck off and they don't even realize they've been told to fuck off.
Yeah, exactly. They're sitting there bumping the track and it's about them.
And they're sharing the shit for you. It's always good like that.
Oh yeah. That's always got to be great. You get there and sit with the popcorn and watch.
Yeah. Yes, man.
Oh, man. Well, in general, when did you decide to get this all started? How long have you been doing this?
Well, the Infekted came about when I fell off with Rejected Records.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that time period. I remember when you were with Rejected.
During that period when all that shit was going down, I was putting Infekted, it was in my head anyway, and I just went ahead and rolled with it and started. It was Infekted Dead Productions in the beginning.
Uh-huh.
And I made a couple beats, and I actually sent a couple of them over to Hoodoo, Huffer, on Split Side Records, just to kind of play music critic for me. And the response I got back was completed tracks, and he ended up using them both on one of his albums.
Oh, that's awesome. That's gotta be something that boosted your ego, definitely.
And see, that was late 2011. We could probably say 2012 to be safe, but since then it just snowballed. And Hoodoo is probably the most frequent artist I work with, probably more than any. And of course, we have the Edge of Angels project me and him are doing, which is a switch, to say the least, from what I'm used to doing. It is more uplifting, like feel-good music, if you will.
Oh, really? So you're getting involved in some feel-good music. That is a little bit of a turn.
Yeah, inspiring, however you want to term it. And then on the other side of the coin, I'm still doing the dark underground. There's nothing we don't touch.
So basically, you're kind of hitting all angles, and well, I mean, I imagine humans in general, we all go through a variety of emotions, so you're kind of hitting them all.
Right. And it helps that I have no emotion. I just roll with it. So
there you go, man.
I looked at this. There's a couple artists I work with who are actually played the tracks of all the. That was Luna from Six Side Records, Six Side, Texas. She is actually, we're doing an album together, and it is all completely in Spanish, even down to the print on the CD itself.
Wow, and that's not done a lot. That's not done a lot in the.
It was kind of odd at first, but it really we clicked. My music and her vocals just kind of sounded good. We both really dug what each other was doing. So it turned into a project which will probably it should be released before the end of this year.
Awesome. I mean, I could imagine, and that hits a group of people, that are oftentimes, just kind of skirted over, the people that, predominantly speak Spanish, they're like, everything's in English, that's got to be disappointing, a little bit.
Oh, I would imagine so. But like I said, that one there, and then there's I do a lot of tracks with Katie the Stranger. He's actually from the Ukraine, and he does a lot of his rap in Russian.
Wow.
And that was the feature on that Psycho track that you played for him. So
yeah,
that was, like I said, it's just kind of, it's fun. It was challenging at first, but they make it so easy because they're professional. They know what they're doing. It's not. It sounds, the roughs sound great even.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really fun. I enjoy that.
Yeah, and that's really cool. Like I said, to reach out to a group that, in general, a lot of people aren't touching, I mean, they're out there, and they would be fans of the underground. It's just they're like, everything's in English, So, I mean, it really is, very different, very versatile.
Yeah, it is. And like I said, overall, it's just fun. I mean, sit back and listen to it, and it's like, man, that's kind of weird stuff, but it sounds good, it fits, and it's, not great. I don't know what she's saying, but it fits.
Right?
I mean, it worked out. I enjoy it. I really do. And like I was saying about Katie the Stranger, we also have a side project going on. We don't have a title for the album yet, but we're doing an EP together, which will be all my production, all his vocals, maybe one or two features.
Awesome.
And they're going to be some nice features.
Oh,
so,
cool.
That will be coming out. Everything that I've got my hands in right now better be out by the end of this year.
You're like, I've got my hands in 80 things, but they're all coming out by the end of the year, damn it.
We're at 78 releases.
Oh my gosh. Oh, well, I have got to ask you, and this is something I've been seeing around Facebook. You actually have this thing called Jack Yo Track Back. And I thought this was the coolest thing ever. Please explain this to me. I thought it was hilarious when you were like, if you're too much of a pussy, we'll get it back for you. So tell me how that's working.
Okay, that came about, me and a buddy of mine was listening to some track. Actually, we was playing some back, just kind of proofing to make sure everything's where it needs to be. And we got on a conversation of basically laying a beat on somebody without really doing your research and getting back a very, very shitty track.
Yeah, and then not even wanting to put it on the album.
Yeah, like I have went as far as giving people permission not to say I've produced it, let them claim it type deal.
Yeah.
Because I didn't, and that was back in the day. I'm a lot more careful with it now, but everybody's got those 1 or 2 tracks that they regret. So we decided it would be fun to literally go take those back, pull the vocals off of them, and read them.
Yeah.
So basically, we're jacking our own shit back. We're going to do it from the websites that said artists have them posted on.
Yeah.
So we're going to take their final copy and make it right.
Awesome. All right, so if anybody,
there's a couple that have already fell victim.
Yeah.
So we're gonna hopefully get at least maybe 10 of them together, and there's got to be some other people out there that have the same problem.
Yeah, well, I would imagine so. I mean, the underground's full of that. So, I mean, if somebody's listening right now that has had, something like that happen, can they actually get in touch with you and you'll get their shit back for them and get it?
Oh yeah, you just point me in the direction where the track is, and it's a done deal.
Awesome.
I would
So,
be more than happy to do that.
yeah, and like I said, I thought it was so funny. You're like, if you're too pussy to do it, we will.
Well, okay, I was just kind of thinking, I had to think twice about it a couple of times, and I got to thinking, well, now, it's kind of a dick move, but how many bridges am I really going to burn by doing this? And I'm doing it for fun. If
Well,
they're going to get pissed, they're going to get pissed.
Also, if you're burning,
It's going to be pretty cool when you do.
yeah, but if you're burning bridges from people who have fucked shit up anyway, it's not really going to matter.
Intentional burns, if nothing else. Stay over there for a second. I'll be right back. I will hold that beat for you, too.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sure if anybody, there's a couple of cats that read that post that probably know I'm coming.
Oh, they know. They're anticipating that knock on their internet door, so to speak.
And then, the funny thing is they really won't even know it happened until we release everything. And they can check it out then to see if they got their shit taken back. But I got to say though, none of them were. They were all given with, they were not. None of these are paid for beats that were bought and secured by the artist.
Yeah.
These are all the beats that are coming back are ones that were. Here, you can use this. Here, So it's not like we're going back on any kind of a deal, so to speak.
Yeah, you're just fixing things. Yeah, fixing things that shouldn't have been busted in the first place.
Correct. And hopefully some of the cats will take note and maybe just quit. And I'm not trying to...
It's like that old country comedian said, here's your sign.
Yeah, see, there's a while I couldn't tell people if they were shitty or not. I didn't have it in me to break it like that.
Yeah.
So I'd go, it's decent, and then kind of change the subject.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's just like, okay, look, you want to go, honestly, don't say something shitty, I might not even listen to it. And I'm not saying it, I'm not being dickish or whatever, but there's not really enough time in the day to stop and pick through stuff like that.
Yeah.
And every so often, happens to me yesterday, maybe the day before, I stumbled across a cat. Actually, he contacted me through my email, had a couple songs, and they were on point, dynamite. And I believe you know the kid now.
Oh, I do?
Thomas Wilson?
Yes, I do. He's actually a DJ here.
Okay, well, he contacted me through email, and he sent a couple tracks, just want to know what I thought, and shit, I'm looking forward to working with the guy myself.
Oh yeah, he's a good guy. Good guy. We're really glad to actually have him on board here. He did his first show last night.
Oh, right on.
So, but in general, again, I always have to go back to the questions because I will get so far off topic. You have no idea how far off topic I'll get. But I saw about the Doppelganger project. What can you tell me about that?
That is basically a mixtape project that's being coordinated, if you will, through me and Underground 9 Promotions.
Mm-hmm.
And me and Tracy LeBray, that runs the Underground Promotions.
Yeah, I'm aware of her. Didn't she do some stuff with Nocturnal too?
I believe so.
Yeah.
She's got a lot of stuff under her belt.
Yeah.
She's got a lot of solid artists out there. Most of them are based in Florida, in the southeast area. And that's an area we don't really... I have one guy that I do a lot of vice strips is in Florida, but that's really about it as far as my read goes. So we both looked at it as, hey, well, let's get these guys together on the same CD, let them maybe network with cats they never would have come across, vice versa. And it just kind of snowballed from that, and it's going to be a 37-track free download.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it has some really nice submissions on it. We have Miles Malice, Insane Poetry, Broke Jokus.
I love Insane Poetry. I've had him on for an interview before. He's a funny guy.
It's gonna be a good disc. It really is. It'll be free download. We're releasing it. I want to say Sunday night, but technically it's Monday morning. But we're doing it midnight Sunday.
Yeah, so technically it's Sunday night. It's going into Monday. It's just like how I always say my show is on Friday, but we're technically in Saturday. But I'm not because I'm in Central Time.
Until you wake up.
Yeah, it's not Saturday till I wake up, and plus I'm in Central Time, so it's Friday here.
Yeah, you're in Central Time also?
Oh yeah, I'm right. Like if you go like 30 minutes east of where I'm at, you're in Eastern Time. But where I'm at, I'm in Central Time.
I got you. Okay, I was thinking you were in Eastern time for some reason.
No, I usually no, I use Eastern time as like a point to say, you know, okay, midnight Eastern time and then 11 Central, you know, but yeah.
Just say Central and make them do the math.
Yeah, but some people, man, you know.
See, that's just, I'm lazy like that. I will post as little as possible so I have to start typing shit. It's, you know, like, boom, here's your song.
Here you go. Awesome. So you said it was 37 tracks, am I right?
37 tracks, yeah.
Wow, that is a lot, and a lot for free, too.
Yeah, and like I said, it took, realistically, maybe within a week, we had basically everything we needed.
Oh, wow.
There's going to be a 1, 2, maybe 3, 2 I know for sure, exclusives that are going to be done just for this mixtape.
Oh, wow, that's pretty cool.
And one of them is going to be, I'm going to do a remix of something I can't really say.
Yeah, I can't really say right now, yeah.
Well, mainly because I don't have it. I've got 800 starts to it, so something will come out of it.
Yeah.
Monday, so no pressure. But no, there's going to be a couple exclusives strictly for this, and you know, maybe it'll kick off the series of them, maybe it won't. Either way, this one's going to be. It's going to be nice.
Awesome. Well, when you get that out there, you'll definitely have to send me the link to download it so we can get it in rotation over here.
Most definitely.
Because, you know, we'll definitely get it. We'll definitely get it playing.
40 tracks. Mixtape Infections, Volume 1.
Uh-huh.
That we did a few months ago on Infekted Dead. That's 40. It's a 2-disc, 20 on each disc.
Awesome.
And then there's a bonus video included in the download. It's an official video from one of the tracks that's on it, which is Murdered with Eddie Kane, the Boogeyman, and Murderous Tactics.
Wow.
Texas chapter. And of course, it's on my production. And these guys, we did this song over a year ago, and a year later, they're asking me if they can do a video for it. I'm like, well, hell yeah.
Hell yeah, you can do a video.
When I seen the video, I was like, oh, shit, you mean a video? You know, it was professionally, EWO, Eyes Wide Open Production, actually did the production for the video.
Yeah.
And those guys did a great job.
Oh, cool.
So a lot of the stuff, if you're familiar with Stickside, 99% of their videos are done through, I believe it's Zang Up as EWO video, or Eyes Wide Open.
Yeah.
I don't have it right in front of me. But
I don't have it right in front of me, but you can find it.
He's out there. He's looking up Stickside, EWO, you're good.
Awesome. Well, yeah, anytime y'all have a mixtape out or anything like that, you know, get us the link to it, and we will definitely put it in rotation and get stuff around.
Well, while we're on the subject, I might as well drop a plug for the mixtape that Split Side, OS7, and I worked on together.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's the Rap Didn't Die, It Went Underground. Now, there's 30, shit, every one of them got a lot of tracks.
They got a lot, but that's good. That's good to have a lot.
Now that I think about it. But yeah, the one that I did was OS7 and Split Side Management is out there. I will get the links put up for you really quick. I'll spread them all over the place, but I'll get these in one little nice neat post. So that's which ones they are.
Awesome. Because we'll definitely get them in rotation over here and get them, you know, spread around everybody that listens over here.
That sounds good.
Awesome. All right, man. Well, moving on. I mean, what inspired you to get into all of this? I mean, at what point did you say, you know, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I want to do?
When I tried to give Polk Frost my Worldwide Homicide track to finish up about 3 times over the course of a year, because basically I bought a track off of Jason Porter. Bought a Porter beat. He put a verse on it, gave me a good deal on it. And the only reason is because I just wanted to own a track. I didn't, you know, at that point it was no other reason than I could put this together and I could say, hey, I did that shit.
Yeah.
Well, that turned into a half a fiasco, but at the end of the day, well, I didn't know what I was doing. I was thinking, man, these guys are, you know, it was all new to me.
Oh, yeah.
Polk Frost, Project Born, Chris Polk, me and him had friended each other, like, not just on Facebook, I mean, we were actual friends. And I talked to him a lot. Well, he basically mentored me through this. And every time I'd get pissed off and this and that, I called him out and said, man, you can have that fucking thing. Do whatever you want with it. You wouldn't take it. Now you're going to finish it. So, a year later, and way too much money, it ended up with Jason Porter, Kid Crusher, Voodoo, Polk Frost, and there was a verse from Cash on the original. I recently pulled his off of it for other reasons.
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, well, he's off of there. So, yeah, other than that,
I'll tell you a story about that when we're off air.
Yeah, there's a few of them. Anyway, that's the only difference now. Is I took his verse off. The track has been on Fago Lovers for a little over 3 years on the Dope Track of the Week. So
awesome.
And which is another cool little avenue. I have Fago Lovers shows tons of love, and if I have something that seems like I can send you over, and they'll help push it, and that really helps a lot because Fago Lovers is an awesome little spot to get all the underground news and this and that. So it's really not a bad spot to have a track on.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I would say in the last 2 years, they have probably posted. They have posted everything that I've sent to them that that he liked, and so.
Well, that's pretty cool. I mean, it's always good to have an in with somebody like that, especially. I mean, I know all the juggalos go to Fago Lovers, and I'm guilty of it too. It's a juggalette. I go over there. Everybody goes to Fago Lovers, and So here's I gotta ask you this though. You're mentioning Fago Lovers. Are you a juggalo?
I am.
Yes. I figured as much, but there's so many people that will actually deny it now, and I'm just like, what are y'all even talking about,
I will say that I'm not as gung-ho as I was 16 years ago. But that's a result of actually being in the music industry as opposed to listening to it a lot. I still listen to it, don't get me wrong, but it's more selective. Most of the stuff I'm listening to these days I've been involved in or trying to get involved. It's different. I don't keep up with it like I used to. Not a rabid juggalo, but I've got it, and it's never gonna go.
Yeah, basically, you're not gonna whoop at every person that walks by you, but you still got love. That's what I see from everybody.
I'm not a big fan of where the direction they headed and took it.
I don't think anybody is. If anybody is, they're staying very quiet about it.
Yeah, but it is what it is. They opened the doorway for a lot of these artists. Esham, I believe, opened it for them. Passed it, paid it forward, however you want to put it, and I give them respect. They did what they wanted to do. They made it work, and they've done it. Longest running, I believe they hold the record for the longest running actual band that's never split up and has the original members.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, because you see people changing all the time, and it really hurts the fan base.
It's amazing they're still alive, much less dead.
Right.
Gotta give them props for still breathing. But.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't suffocated in their face paint yet. So, I mean, man, are you surprised? Because, I mean, I've known you a while, obviously, and we've worked on, lots of pages together and stuff. So I've seen, the stuff you've been doing, through the years, but, I've noticed over the past, particularly the last 2 years, you have gotten a good bit of notoriety in the underground as far as, you've risen up and you're pretty popular now. And did you expect for that to happen?
No, I did not. I actually mailed off my very first, I had the first request for an autograph CD the other day.
Yeah.
And I kind of choked. I was like, why do you want an autograph CD from me? Seriously, I couldn't understand. I even told him, I said, I'm going to open it to do that. So kind of fuck it up. No,
I'm not trying to fuck up the plastic wrap here, man.
The artwork on it. I ain't trying to put a marker across top of that shit.
Right? But, that shit costs money.
Right? Shit. And it was actually my first release, is the official release. It's been out for a few months now, is The New Breed, which is me and Brady Gaza from Michigan. He does all the vocals on it, and it's guest appearance with Pope Frost and Aborted Rap. Now, that's the single I put on the page, or the single, I'm sorry, the EP, that after the show I'm going to pull it back off because it's going back for sale, but it is actually free for probably the next hour. And it's been up on the page for a couple of days, I believe.
All right, so you guys got an hour.
6 tracks, but it was my first full-blown release, as in press disc, artwork, BMI, that's got bar, it's legit as hell, and it's a dope CD. I'm not saying that I'm partial, it actually is.
Yeah.
So we got that going, and the rest of the releases and projects are all too late 2015. And I'm going to do everything I can. I don't care if it's 11:59 the last day of this year. those things are going to be done.
They're going to be done. They're going to be out there as we.
I have 1, 2.
As everybody sings the Happy New Year song, they're going to be hitting.
Oh man, I'm going to be snoozing. I'm hoping I can get at least a day to not do shit.
Just one day.
Yeah, a couple of hours. This part would be pretty fucking sweet, to be honest with you.
Oh wow.
You know, I'm not bitching about it, but it gets aggravating.
Yeah, I would imagine it gets pretty hectic now at the position that you're at because you've got so much going on.
Yes, and I'm behind on all of it, and I forget half of it. I'm not playing, but the guys when I talk to the cats, I'll tell them off that, hey, if you start thinking that I forgot, then I probably did. So
I probably did, so remind me.
Yeah, do not hesitate. And they know the guys I work with know that, oh shit, I ain't heard from them in a few days. Better let it rewind, you know, and so they all, not that I'm forgetful, but there's just so much going on.
There's so much going on that it's like things get bumped. I mean, if you've got 100 things on your mind, eventually, 5 of them are going to get bumped while you're working on the others.
Exactly. And I'm trying to get to a position where I know it's probably just wishful thinking, but I would like to just remain the guy behind the scenes and do strictly production. I don't see it really panning out like that, but there's some really, really good things in the works that I can't talk about right now. But if they pan out, hopefully that it'll get to the point where I can just get with a couple of good, solid artists that work with regular, and of course my Infekted crew.
Yeah.
And not just be so stretched out. But,
yeah. Well, maybe you can offset some of the stuff to others.
It's still fun, so.
Yeah, and as long as it's fun, I mean, that's really what's important. That way you don't get burned out on it, and, and I don't think you would get burned out on it anyway, because you seem so passionate about it, but still.
Oh, I can't stand music.
Oh, gosh.
Well, no, I love it. I feel pretty fortunate being in a position where I can obligate so much time to it.
Yeah.
It wasn't always like that. It's not like I'm doing the best in the world. Bills are getting paid, but I'm in a position right now where I can devote 24/7 to it to the end of the year. So I feel lucky for that.
Yeah.
If it hadn't been for that, I would not have, because that's probably what you said in the last couple of years. You've seen more of an increase in the activity because these last couple of years I have went head first into everything.
Oh, yeah. And sometimes you have to.
And stack shit on top of shit. I'm so behind. Okay, the doppelganger, for instance. The Tracy and me included were way overwhelmed with the amount of work we had going on our own shit. So we decided it was a good idea to add to it. And when it's like I have no problem stacking the load on it. So I do not say no to much projects.
Yeah, I mean, you never know which project is going to be the big deal. The thing that really, so you don't want to say no to much.
It's true. It is. I'm beside myself a lot, to be honest with you. I'll be on the phone, for instance, there's certain artists that I talk to on regular, and these are the same guys that just a few years ago I'm buying CDs, and listening to. So I'll have to stop every time they'll be talking. I'll just stop, look at the phone, I'll be like, holy fuck, this is fucking the boss. I'll get like, sorry. So, keep that game changing. That's what I'm talking.
So, I mean, yeah, I mean, being, the fact that you're a jack of all trades, I mean, I imagine this has to cut into your personal life in some ways. I mean, you make artwork, you mix, master beats, logos. I mean, that is a lot of stuff. How logistically, I know you said, you dive head first, but how logistically do you even make time for all that? Are you there?
I fall over and I'll get out. And honestly, I can't answer that because I don't. I'm not getting as much done as I'm getting more done than I think I am. But as much as I would like to, it's like it's never enough. There's never enough hours or days.
So basically, it's never really enough for you. You wish there was, more time.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because like I said, I am constantly behind on everything. Me being behind on everything is they still meet the dates they need to meet, but we set realistic goals, and then I try to beat that because if I agree to one project right smack dab in the middle of it, we're liable to agree to 5 more.
Yeah.
Like I said, I won't tell. There's not a whole lot of stuff I will turn down if it's something that grabs me or that seems interesting to do. Which that up because I have met so many artists that are just, for one, real, solid people that are good people. They're not in it to say, oh, I'm a rapper, and this and that. They're in it because that's what they love to do. And shit gets done like that.
Yeah.
So after a couple years of filtering out the douchebags.
Just put it like it is, filtering out the douchebags.
You know, and it's a lot of them out there, but there's also a lot that aren't, and they're just good, solid people, and they see that I have the same drive that they have, so we just kind of meet together. Matter of fact, just as of 2 days ago, Liquid Assassin has gotten in a couple beats.
Oh, that's cool. See, we've actually got a show with him the 22nd in Atlanta.
I've seen that.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah. So he's putting a mixtape project together. I had no clue about it. Somebody attacked me in his post, and so I sent a couple samples, and he lashed on one of them. So I'm in the process of getting it laid out for how he wants it. And it's going to go on his next track or his next project.
That's awesome.
I've been working almost basically side by side with his project Born for the last. It seems like forever, but it's
it seems like forever.
The whole process, my pickiest guy when it comes to beats, but I ain't mad at him for it. Because when it's all said and done, they're nice tracks. He knows what he's doing.
Well, no, I mean he knows what he wants. You can't really be mad at somebody who knows what they want and want to be perfect with it.
Aggravated, yeah, you can get aggravated. I will never get mad about it, because it's learning for me. And after a few tracks, I know what he expects. He knows what I do. So it gets easier. I mean, nothing is ever hard, but it's like when you're on the phone and he has a vision. He's trying to, it's not. I don't always see it the way he's explaining it.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of holding the phone up to the speakers. There's a lot of he's talking about this one here. There's a lot of that's not long enough. Cut this out. He goes back and forth until it's done. But I learned from it, and by doing that and showing loyalty, I actually have landed probably 4 of the track on the release, the Born Supremacy that's coming out, Project Born.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I have 4, maybe 5 of my beats that are on there.
Oh, that's awesome. And see, that's a bragging point when you can say, all these people, wanted my stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then it continues getting you in the ears of other people, too. I mean, other people continue hearing it, and they're like, wait, I envision that eventually you're going to probably even have to be turning projects down because too many people are going to be coming.
I hate to say it, but you're probably right. And there's a handful that I probably could have already, but until I'm dead or I just can't do it.
You'd be like, I stay up 21 hours a day and I sleep 3.
3 days, 72 hours. I'll do it until I can, and then fall out.
Yeah.
I literally, when I said that, I literally woke up head on keyboard, just, what the hell?
Oh, wow. So that's dedication, though.
What's that?
I said that's dedication, though.
Yeah, there's nothing else I am that. I promise. You can't, unless there's people that just straight don't like me that'll tell you whatever, but the cats that know me, and they know what I'm about.
Yeah, I remember not to. I won't say the name of the person, but I remember.
Damien?
Huh?
I'll say it, Damien.
I remember there was a person that was an admin with us on the Wicked Underground page, and of course I own that page. That page is mine, but I've kind of given it to everybody to do what they want to do with it, And
one of those people too.
You're one of those people, but one of the people that have been added to it, and this was this is like a year and a half ago, was like, well, I'm not going to do it if Todd Drake's on there. And I'm like, well, he's been there, so I don't know what to tell you.
I know what to tell him, but I won't, but I know what to tell him.
I was just like, he's been there, so I mean, I'm not going to kick him off in favor of you, so I guess you're gone,
Now, I don't care who, but are they still there?
Oh, no, they're not still there. They left because that's what I told them, is that I was not going to kick you off in favor of them.
Good move. Appreciate that. Because I tell you what, it seems like, I know for a fact the last 2 years, at least one time a year, I have found myself surrounded by scams.
Yeah.
And snakes and just straight up piece of shit people.
Yeah, see, I don't even work in the music industry. I'm just a DJ and a promoter, and I still find myself surrounded by snakes. I mean, it's the whole underground.
And see, I do not have a problem pulling the rug out from underneath somebody when I see it going shady, especially when my name is involved and I get my people in on it. And if something ain't right, I will straight say, hey, yo, check this shit out. And, you know, call it what you will, but I've survived them. I've survived those and came out better for it at the end of it. So I sleep at night.
Yeah, the underground is dog eat dog. It really is a dog eat dog, you know, atmosphere, and it's rough, but, you know, if you're, you know, willing to hang through like you have, you know, like I said, you know, you're getting that recognition now, you know, that you weren't necessarily getting a couple of years ago, because, I mean, like I said, when I met you, you were just, you know, kind of starting to rise up, and now, like, everybody knows who you are.
Yeah. When we met, honestly, I did not even know that I had it in me. I guess I knew I had it in me, but I had never produced a beat to save my life. And
oh, how times have changed.
Right. It was funny because I think it stemmed off of I was waiting for. I got tired of searching beats and shit. I got tired of dealing with people on that. Because on top of that, you know, I don't rap. I do not touch the mic. I try to sell my shit and I get laughed at.
Yeah.
I do not go nowhere near a vocal booth.
Yeah, people have asked me before if I'm a rapper, and I'm like, are you serious?
Isn't everybody? Shit. But no, I got tired of the same with the artwork. I kind of taught myself how to do that because I couldn't get and not sound like super picky, but nobody was seeing what I was trying. You know, I couldn't get what I wanted.
Yeah, you couldn't get the right vision.
Yeah, and I get so back, and on top of that, it took forever, and I paid for it, and it's like, oh man, come on. So I got tired of it, and I just sat down one day and was like, you know what, I want to do something here, and I started playing around with it, and next thing you know, both of those beats, the very first two I made is Born Killer and Me Who, which are both featured on Hoodoo's Addicted album. And then he did, it was a two-part album. That was on the first one. Now, the second one was a Collabos album, which was basically anyone and everyone that wanted to jump on a track with him could put them on. And I think I ended up with half of the production on that. And since then, I went from being listed on the production credits as, my name used to be Ann Moore.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, now it's like first one on the list. And in some cases, mainly with this Edge of Angels, the Apex Predators, and a lot of with Hoodoo in particular, I'm the only one on there.
Yeah.
It's weird like that. I'll get a beat for somebody, or I'll arrange somebody, we'll do a track together, and it usually turns into, yo, let's do a project.
Yeah.
And I've got, hence the reason I've got 80,000 releases to get done. But I'm not bitching about it because I take that.
No, because, I mean, honestly, that's an honor.
If somebody wants 5 more to do a project with me, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, and that's an honor that they're thinking of you, you know, as that highly, and that you're getting, you know, so much more well known.
It's still a trip, though.
Still a little bit.
It is. I don't want to get used to it because that would just. I don't think I have it in me to get real comfortable like that because I still see myself as I'm that guy that just helps. But in reality, there's a lot more to it than that. But that's not. I don't see it much more than that.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the good thing though, because as long as you stay humble, I mean, you draw more and more people in.
Oh yeah, like I said, I'm still starstruck by half of the cast that I deal with on a daily basis. They don't know what they do now if they're listening. I keep a good game face, so when I hang up the phone, I'm like, yeah, what fucking good, you know? And then so I'll get a lot of this too. I get a lot of, hey, check out this track for me, tell me what you think. And I'm sitting here thinking, now, you're such and such. Why do you need me to, there's cats that have been doing this for ages that actually want me to listen to shit before they release it. And I'm like, man, yeah, that's cool as hell. Not to mention my music library of unheard tracks is phenomenal.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so that's actually, at the end of the day, I think my favorite part of it is all the free fucking music I get.
Yeah.
I can't lie. I'm a big fan of collecting music, and free is best.
Yeah, free is best. I mean, if you can get it free.
Unless I'm trying to sell my shit, though.
Don't think I want you to get my shit for free, but
But actually, honestly, I think we give away more than anything.
Yeah.
For every one track that is up for sale, there's probably 10 free ones around it.
Yeah.
But there's going to come to a time where not everything's going to be like that, of course. But it's not going to be. I don't think I'll ever not give shit away.
Yeah, and giving stuff away, it just draws people in.
Blood Rust. Now, me and Blood Rust on Apex Predators, he's solo with Blood Rust on Infekted Dead. And then me and him also do Apex Predators. Well, our biggest problem is we can't not release shit. We're going to release one song off of these 12. We're going to hold on to these and hell no. As soon as it's done,
hell no, we're going to throw them all out there.
So the issue we have now is our upcoming album might have 12 tracks. Well, 6 of them have been already out there. So
yeah.
It's like, well, we got to quit doing that. And it's like, all right, next one, that's it.
Next one, we won't do it. And then it comes around, you do the same thing, right?
Exactly. And, I've got a really solid team, very trustworthy. They know that if I go MIA, there's no worries. Everybody knows what needs to be done. They handle their shit. Everybody's got a knack for something different, so it's kind of cool that everybody has their own. We have a guy that's really, really good at promotion. We have a guy that's real good at getting venues and shit like that. We got a couple guys that can produce and do artwork. So we get everybody together. You've got the makings of a nice ass album.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So that right there helps, and the fact that we don't have to outsource and wait for the graphics and
waiting for other people. I mean, that's what takes people, forever.
A lot of the features that we get are really pretty good turnaround times. I don't think we wait more than a week, 2 tops. So I always tell people, don't rush. Just hurry, but don't rush it. Sooner the better, of course, but takes time. Hurry.
Yeah, it's like, take your time, but hurry.
Exactly. I'm not in a hurry, but I am.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm going to bug you. Get my shit done.
Gosh.
Actually, no, I don't sweat them too hard, but there's times where I feel like I am, just because, and I have to sit and think, okay, well, this cat's charging next to nothing or anything, so I'm not going to sweat him or nothing like that. And, I feel like I am, but really, I'm not. I talk to these dudes daily, and it's just something we go through. Everybody I deal with, each person, we got a different way of head, if you will.
Yeah, exactly, and that's just different personalities.
It's all on the plate, and everything turns out good. And it's all high fives and good games, and then we go into another one.
Awesome. So naturally, man, I have to ask you the obvious question. How did you come up with the name Infekted Dead Entertainment? I mean, what drew you to Infekted Dead?
It had a ring to it. I couldn't quit bringing that back. Because I was chewing on it, and I was thinking, okay, I've seen the end of Rejected coming.
Yeah.
I was at that time. It was kind of like, oh, these motherfuckers are going, But it was a blessing at the end of the day because I know what I'm doing, and I know that Rejected is not doing shit.
I haven't heard anything about Rejected since you parted ways. So
the last thing I heard from them was trying to claim ownership of Worldwide Homicide, that track with Kid Crusher and Jason Porter that I did.
Yeah.
And the reason I left when I left camp, moved back out of state from California, I left a flash drive behind. So somebody they didn't have the actual tracks and the files, but they had a picture. I had made a screen cap of all the artists that I had on hand for, I think it was the Psych Ward verse we were doing on a Bloodstep beat.
Yeah.
And we had Mars, Vice Grip, Fisticuffs, Roach Joker, a ton of people that, I never thought I would have on a track, much less be working with. And then we had a bunch of cats that wanted to be to that position. So it ended up having, I believe at the last final cut, there was 18 artists on the cipher. And it was verse after verse, some 16s, some 8. It took over a year to get it laid out and done. And me and Eli Mead, he's from Canada actually, goes by Mr. Mead in the 604 click.
Yeah.
Me and him got together on that. And he got some people from his side. I got a few artists. We ended up with at least one person from every point of the compass.
Huh.
And when I say every point of the compass, I'm talking overseas even.
Yeah, you're talking about everywhere.
Using so many different styles and so many different approaches on that one track. And on top of that, the beat was from Bloodstep himself.
Oh, wow.
He gave it to me maybe a year prior to that for a website I was doing that was going to be kid-friendly but still underground. And you know as well as I do, you do not find kid-friendly underground music.
Yeah, that's very difficult.
So I started looking at maybe just the beats themselves.
I mean, I'll be sitting here and like my computer will start playing some underground music, and I have a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, and I'm like, no, just bashing the computer, no.
Yeah. And after that, my son Colton, he actually is an unofficial member of Infekted. Well, hell, what am I saying? He's gonna own it when it's all said and done.
Right?
He is an up and coming. He's got a track out.
Oh.
It was kind of a jacked up deal because the guy that agreed to do it with him didn't come through.
Mm-hmm.
And so Colson gives him a...
Man, that's sad. How are you going to bail on a kid? That's...
Right, exactly. Well, so I got a bunch of people that were willing to just step in and fix that, you know?
Yeah.
The problem is when Colton did his, I didn't know nothing about that. It was somebody else that had recorded him, and I ended up with the mixed down MP3.
Yeah.
I didn't have the vocals, so that's all I had. So his verse is laid in stone. So
yeah.
The only way to correct it would be to sound effect over the name,
mm-hmm.
or have somebody do a second verse and explain to Colton in his verse why Douchebag didn't come through.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, so shoot on, and then it just kind of, it's up on SoundCloud. It's his claim to fame, and he knows a lot of these artists. He thinks that it's just the shitting in high cotton, just the fact that his friends list is. And I go on his every now and then to check his messages.
Oh yeah, you got to keep it.
You know what I find on his messengers is him hitting up artists trying to get features.
Oh, but that's pretty cool though.
I'll make my dad do the beat.
I'll make my dad, and you're like,
one of them in particular, I'm gonna put him on front right now.
Yeah, you're like, geez, you're like Colton. Come on, man, I gotta make the beat.
Yeah. But the way he would approach people, it just cracked me up because I'd read his message and I'd go back and, man, that kind of looks like something I would say.
Yeah, right?
And then the next thing you know, he's trying to get a feature from them, and they're working the deal, and then when it comes time for production, he's like, oh, well, shit, I'll just make my dad do it.
That's great.
In particular would be Solo Cortez from Six Side and Hoodoo. They do a lot of make my dad do that beat. So. But, yeah, they're good.
Well, he's following in your footsteps. At least you see that.
Right, yeah. I think unfortunately. I'm hoping by the time he gets his hands on it, it's established and runs itself, so he doesn't have to deal with this shit that I do.
Yeah, he doesn't have to deal with the 90 releases a year, right?
Well, now that might not change.
That might not change.
That might not change. I hope he doesn't have to do it 3 days straight.
Yeah, I feel you on that, man. But that is pretty cool that you brought your son into it. I mean, like I said, mine are very young at this point, so I mean, like, I'll be smashing the computer trying to make it stop playing. I'm like, no. I mean, it's sitting here talking about, like, cutting people up and, chaining them in the basement, and I'm like, no. Yeah, it's not exactly family-friendly material, and I'm like...
I put this out there, though. I don't just let him listen to everything I listen to. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not... I will be the last person to tell him what he can and can't listen to, because if that would have happened to me, we probably wouldn't be talking right now. I encourage him. So he's got his kid bands, he's got his Disney Channel, stuff like that, which I'm glad to see, because that tells me he's not just so he's a normal kid that likes the kid stuff. But if he wants to listen to, I probably shouldn't say this, but he likes Mars.
Yeah.
Me and Mars are actually pretty decent friends, and I don't mind him listening to it because he knows, the difference.
Well, as long as he knows the difference in reality and
he doesn't go around and repeat everything he hears.
Yeah, exactly.
Until that happens, I don't really see a problem with it. Some people will disagree, but that's just how I.
Well, it's a little bit different. I mean, obviously, he's a little bit older than my kids. I mean, my kids would probably go to, their day school, their little preschool, and repeat something about it, and, CPS would be out here.
I used to grit my teeth thinking, man, please don't, because, kids are kids. But,
and they're repeaters.
I've never had to go up there and explain to his teachers while he's singing lyrics from Kill a Steer or something. And if I did, I would be trying to probably promote them.
Well, see, my thing is I don't believe in, like, secluding your kids away from music, as long as, obviously, like I said, mine are too young at this point, because they don't understand what's reality and what's proper. They don't understand any of that yet. But, I grew up in a very Christian family, believe it or not, and I was only allowed until I was 11 years old to listen to country and gospel. And we see how I turned out, don't we?
That's kind of ironic, because I took the opposite approach, and now with this Edge of Angels project, it's like it's gonna be different. It'll be good, but it's gonna be a little odd, flipping both sides of the coin. I have a couple of artists that are the exact opposite of Christians.
Yeah.
And I have that's one thing I tell guys when they come on board is I will never, ever tell you what to talk about, what to say. There's nothing that you can do whatever.
Well, taking somebody's creative control is like raping the whole thing.
Right. And so, like, when I give somebody a beat and they want to know, well, which part of this, which part of that, I'll just tell them, well, that's up to you. Whatever you want to do with it. And if you want the pattern there, I will change it, whatever you need. But I don't really run into that a whole lot. Now, Folk Frost, I change them daily. Right. But he gets away with that.
Yeah.
On that, but a lot of times people just, they're good with what they got. And when they start asking me, well, where's the hook, where's the verse, whatever, it's, that's on you, brother.
Yeah, whatever you're feeling like.
Hoodoo is the best artist at, surprising me. Because I'll have an image in my head of what I think I'm going to hear when I get back. And to this day, I have never got one back from Hoodoo that was what I expected, but it's always better.
Yeah.
He's a really talented guy. It's an honor to actually work side by side and be as close friends as we are. And that all stemmed around the Worldwide Homicide track. Hope Frost was the one that got us hooked up, actually.
Awesome.
And so, like I said, now I'm basically the go-to producer for a lot of his stuff. The deal with Project Born has really got me stoked. Just recently, the Liquid Assassin. It's just not saying the artists are getting better, the caliber of artists that are coming in contact.
As far as the people that are more well-known, I guess you would say. Right. People that have already gotten out there.
Right. And people that I've listened to for years.
Because, there's some great artists that have not been discovered yet, but at the same time, there's great artists that have already been discovered, and when you're getting into those that have already been discovered, it becomes a pretty big deal.
And I'm not going to lie, it's exciting. I have to check myself every now and then.
Check that ego, right? It's like, wait, what?
I'm a really humble person. I don't really feed off on a lot of that, but in my head sometimes I do. Yeah,
well, everybody does. You're human. That's going to happen.
Right. And for instance, not too long ago, I just got a wild hair at my ass and decided to Google Infekted Dead. It did not beats or entertainment, just Infekted Dead itself. And lo and behold, the first 3.5, if not 4 pages was completely all of our shit.
Wow.
Artwork. So, and that's what stemmed the Jack Your Track back.
Yeah.
I seen something I didn't recognize, and I was like, who in the hell is this? And they were claiming Infekted Dead production on it. But I didn't recognize it.
Uh-oh.
Well, see, that's what I thought. Well, then when I listened to it, I knew exactly what it was. I just didn't know that they had a side project. There was a handful of artists.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, you're getting that track jacked.
That track is getting jacked back.
Yeah, and I have the actual wave file, the original beat and all that, but that's not the same as to go and take it back.
Yeah.
So that's what the whole deal is with getting them back. I will take their finished MP3s and remove the bullshit.
That's
and when
great.
We release it, it's going to be a free release just for something to do, but I'm sure there's going to be some feelings hurt. But,
everybody's got to have feels sometimes.
Yeah, and I can't lie. There's a lot of them that I wish I never done.
Yeah.
People I wish I'd listened to before.
Well, I think everybody has those regrets where they're like, wish I hadn't done that, but all you can really do is move on and do better and do bigger.
See, now, not necessarily. That's where I come in with this Jack Your Track back.
Yeah.
Let me know where they're at, and I'll go get them.
Yeah. I'll get them motherfuckers. I will.
Yeah, they're coming home.
Oh, man.
Some of them are like POWs. They're just waiting. They need to be back.
Right.
And some of them were questionable beats to begin with that after I heard the final product, like, ooh, why is there?
I don't know how that happened.
All of them are salvageable. We just got to take the appropriate steps to get rid of the bullshit.
Get rid of the bullshit. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And, like I said, maybe out of all that, a couple people might get pissed, but maybe somebody will realize that, you know what, maybe I should go do something else. Maybe they'll be more successful at whatever it is.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe they have a different.
Like you can be behind the scenes in the music industry, but all those.
Well, yeah, I mean, maybe they have a different place in the underground that's better for them than what they're trying to do.
How far underground I was talking, though.
Yeah. Way below the streets. Well, man, I understand. You guys, from what I have recognized, your mixtapes, are they generally open for people to submit to them? Because I've seen, submit it, and, I mean, in the future, I know there's got to be a great deal of artists that want to work with you. I mean, how exactly do they submit tracks to you?
There's a set email for each mixtape. Will have an email assigned to it.
Okay.
And it's usually the name of the track at gmail.com, whatever. And I'll make the flyer and put that on there, and you submit your track there. And everybody, you get one track per artist. You submit as many as you want, but one's going to get picked. But my biggest stipulation is not what type of music it is, but it needs to be release quality.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's...
So basically, they don't need to put it on their Turtle Beach headset and then send it to you, because you're going to be like, fuck no.
Right. It needs to be the quality is what I look at, the overall finished product. If it's release ready, and that way, if all of them are, then you've got, it's a nice sound. You might not like every track. I don't like every track that's on there. That's not my style. But
yeah.
There's something for everybody. I mean, from R&B to what I would just call your straight up hip hop to gangster to catch. We've got a death metal guy on in the middle of a hip hop.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Necro Lullabies is on this Doppelganger project, and they're smack dab in the middle of the rappers, and it's perfect.
Well, hey, if it works, it works.
And see, initially we were going to try to do the Volume 2 on the Infekted mixtape was going to be all metal.
Yeah.
Switch it up. Well, people weren't jumping and biting to it as bad as we were on the first one, because it dawned on me, I know more hip hop and whatnot than I do metal, just because that's what I surround myself with. But I am death metal at heart. I used to be in a death metal band in the 90s.
Oh wow, really?
Yes. If you had told me that I was going to be producing hip hop 10 years ago, we'd have probably been fighting.
That's great.
I've discovered I had a knack for it, and I still catch up from the old band members and stuff, because they're all diehard death metal. And when I say death metal, I'm talking Suffocation, Cannibal Corpse, D-Side.
Oh wow! So you've come a long way.
Yeah, and I still, if I'm listening to music to be listening and enjoying music, I pop in Suffocation, Cannibal Corpse, 6 Feet Under, D-Side. That's my favorite music. That's where my heart's at.
Oh, wow.
I also love underground rap, and I believe that what got me into it was the lyrical content.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that the brutalness of it. I like that. I just like that dark, evil, twisted shit. And
so, I mean, I have to ask you, because you're saying that, I mean, what is your favorite genre in the underground?
Wow. I would say just overall underground. Really.
Just overall, you like everything underground.
I have a favorite genre. If I like something, I like it. If I don't, I don't. But
see, I'm all about that horrorcore. I'm all about that horrorcore.
I love the horrorcore, and I like the lyric content of it. And right now, I'm on a Diabolic kick. I really like that dude.
He's awesome, man.
And he actually submitted a track to the first mixtape we did.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's on I believe he sent If I Tried.
Oh, cool.
Infekted Volume 1. And another artist that I'm really keen on right now is Miles Malice. That dude is phenomenal.
Oh, wow.
That's what he does, yeah. And I'm actually slowly chiseling away at him. I got he's to this. I'm working it. He submitted a track to the Doppelganger project, which he's going to be the last one on there. He submitted Over My Dead Body. Well, actually, he gave me permission to just pick whatever out of his library.
Yeah.
And that's what I went with, because that's the track, that I was feeling. But we have, so you go from that aspect to, let's say, Unorthodox, which is Josie Wells and Mnemonic. Those guys are out of Michigan.
Yeah.
They're not quite horrorcore, but they are, content-wise, it's horrorcore, but the approach is kind of an older school hip-hop sound.
Yeah.
Lyrically it's horrorcore, but the sound overall, well, I do a lot of production with them. Now then you got Gaza, which is Josie Wells and Gaza have Born Lethal.
Huh.
Which I do a lot of production on that as well.
Yeah.
It's like
You're everywhere, man.
Well, but see, what I like about it is every one of them are different.
Mm-hmm.
And they all like different styles of beats and whatnot. So at the end of the day, by making these different beats and sounds for everybody, my overall sound, when I'm just set to cut loose and make whatever I want, is just out there. Because I mix and match so many different, I will put crunchy death metal guitars on dubstep drums with 808. I don't care. As long as it sounds good, I don't give a shit what.
Right?
And people seem to like it, so I roll with it. It's like, it might sound trappish, but then, oh shit, where'd that crunchy ass guitar come from? So I'm trying to just keep it as different as possible, but not so different that it's just out of there.
Yeah.
And so far I've had a good run at it. So if I was to split right now, I would be very happy with how far I got.
That's awesome. That's an awesome thing
I would
to.
also hate to have to quit right now.
Yeah, well, obviously you're not quitting right now, but it's awesome to say if you had to, you would still be proud of everything you've accomplished.
Right. I would have never imagined that buying a track from Jason Ford would turn to this. It went from buying tracks to actually literally getting shout-outs from it.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
right there is cool.
One thing, oh yeah, that's definitely cool. One thing I gotta ask you, because there's people listening, and probably a couple artists listening, if I have my guess about it. I can't see the numbers right now because obviously I'm engrossed in this and I'm interested. Right. But in general, about the services you offer as far as beats go for artists, how does that whole process work? How do they get in touch with you to get something for them?
Honestly, I'd say most of them are approached by me. People that I listen to.
So you actually seek them out.
I will, and then by doing that, I will someone else will in the line will catch on. For everybody if I go basically introduce myself and bring my music to somebody, by the time it's all said and done, there's 2 or 3 other somebodies that have gotten in the mix. That it's the way it works is just when now there's people who approach me out of the blue, and that always kind of blows me away. It's like, oh, what's this?
So I mean, are they welcome to? Are they welcome to hit you up?
What's that?
I said, are they actually, artists out there that could be listening, are they welcome to hit you up to talk about beats?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, anytime. I'm not that, it's not hard to get hold of me at all.
Well, no, you're everywhere, like I said.
That aside, just contact info in general. I'm pretty open with it on Facebook. My phone number's right there. If you can't get all of me, emails, that don't work. There's Messenger. Shit, you send smoke signals for all I care.
Smoke signals. Todd will see your smoke signals.
Just make sure that the wind's blowing right. So I got you, man. Flares, whatever you got. Whatever you got to get all of me.
Just blow your weed smoke up a certain way, and Todd will see.
That's guarantees. There's no doubt there.
That's awesome, man.
There's a small handful that I never would have imagined I would even be contacting with that have actually caught all with me.
Yeah.
And that's always cool, and it's really cool when it pans out. It's even better because we end up doing tracks together, and I'll go ahead and put it out there. Katie the Stranger was like that. He had me and Bloodstep known each other for a while, and ironically enough, he was kind of like I look up to him. I do still. I was kind of like, but at the same time, I've done a couple beats for him, and that was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Kind of like the student to the teacher type deal.
Yeah, I imagine you would be like, huh?
That I felt funny doing that, and still do. But in that process, Katie and the Stranger had heard some of my work. Me and him started talking, and then I think within maybe 30 minutes of that conversation, he had 3 of my beats and was already getting ready to record.
Oh, wow.
Got a deal that panned out. I've got a pretty good batting average.
Yeah.
90.
I would say so. I would say so.
There's a couple that are elusive that you know are kind of standoffish, but until they just tell me to fuck off, I'm not going.
Well, see, I hear about you from other people, and that to me shows that, you know, you've made it pretty far. I'll hear about somebody will mention Todd Drake, and I'm like, I know Todd Drake. You know? I know that dude. I've known him for a long time.
The other day I got a text out of the blue from Philip from Hoodoo.
Yeah.
He said, a message said, I tell you what, it must be a weird feeling knowing that you're 3 states away from where I am and your name gets mentioned and everybody at the table knows who you are.
Right.
And so my response to that was, well, I guess it really depends on who those people are.
Yeah, exactly.
What I got back from him was, oh, they're all gay porn stars. It wasn't. It was like it was the whole split side team, you know. And I've done a lot of work with each one of them. OS7 and me have done a few just recently. You know, we've helped each other out on finished projects and donated tracks to each other. Done production for them. They've helped me out with lyrics. So at the end of the day, I believe I have worked extensively with the entire split side company family.
Yeah.
And Six Side is about the same. There's a couple of artists that I haven't heard the tracks back yet, but I think just about everyone on Six Side's got at least one of my beats.
That's awesome. That's awesome to have yourself so spread out.
It is, like I said, though, it is weird. It is. And I'm still getting used to it, and I hope I don't ever.
Well, I gotta ask you, obviously, you know, we've been talking about it, and you have several artists that roll along with you. So, what can you kind of tell us about them in brief, as far as what they're about, and why the listeners tonight should actually go check them out?
Because they're badass. They do.
Just go fucking do it, bitches! No.
Man, just go listen, and you'll know. Save me the breath. Okay, for instance, Beast Mode. He's pretty much my right-hand man in the Infekted deal. Now, he has his own thing. He's trilitary. He does the Loud Ass Radio. He's got the Loud Ass Heavy Metal Show. He's also an artist, and they're fixing to go on tour with Yuri G and Reptilian, something I believe his name is. It's not that I'm not real familiar with him. He's on tour recently, but anyway, Beast Mode is he's got a head on his shoulders. He thinks ahead of time. He knows promotion. He knows what the fans like. He's a go getter. You know, the dude's done over 500 shows in the last 5 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and he's all about doing shows, and he's a no nonsense type of guy. You know, call the spade a spade and get shit done.
Yeah.
And so that he's got heart. Okay, now you got Blood Rust, Rusty Hoppins. He is his artist name Blood Rust. He's also the vocals on Apex Predators. He has his own very unique sound. He's kind of metal, but he raps, he sings, got good voice. You know, the main thing is none of them suck.
Yeah, none of them suck. So that's the basics.
They're all good with what they do, and every one of them have a different sound. Like Cannibal Carney, for instance, Javier Quintero, he is our cannibal. He will eat people. You know, if you listen to the lyrics, that's what he does. So, you know, we roll with it.
Yeah.
our horrorcore, if we have one, that would be Javier.
Yeah.
We have the Outsiders, the newest addition to the family, but they are established band. They've been around for quite a while, and those guys know what they're doing. They know what they want, you know, and they don't bullshit around. It's like when we talk on Messenger, there's not a lot of, well, let's it's, you know, all right, you need this, we need that, let's get it done. So I guess what I'm getting at is everybody is no bullshit. You know, they're serious about what they do, and if they like something, then they're going to do it.
Awesome. Yeah, so it's going to get.
In the process of all that, like I said, we have on our label. There's New Hampshire, St. Louis is the majority of the artists. That would be due to Beast Mode.
My sister actually lives in New Hampshire.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Damien Winslow and Roger. I hope I say this right. Jinderjewski. That's Lyrical Death Wish. Those are my guys up there in New Hampshire.
Yeah, my sister lives in Lancaster, and I've been up there. It is a totally different environment up there. I'm actually, and I'll be honest with you, surprised to know there's a scene up there, because when I was there, I was just kind of like, what is going on?
Right. Where the hell did this come from? I thought we only had that.
I was like, there are so many trees.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. See, I experienced that when I moved out to Mississippi a few years ago.
Oh wow, yeah, Mississippi.
Now, see, I'm from the South. You can't tell me.
Oh, I can tell you've got a little bit of an accent. Just it's just a touch.
I'm losing it because I'm up here in the Midwest. But
yeah, you've lost like 80% of it, but I can still tell because I live in Tennessee, so you know.
I shoot myself right in the face. I love Texas. That's my hometown, Waco, Texas.
Yeah.
I was born in Germany, but it was a military thing. I don't even really remember. I was like 2 when we left there and came to the States.
Oh, wow.
Between Oklahoma City as a kid and then Texas is where I actually grew up. You know, my preteen up until I graduated high school, which I did graduate, by the way.
Yeah.
And
that's good.
This is no bullshit. I got kicked out of music class because.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. In my freshman year, I believe, and I got straight kicked out of, not because I was disruptive and a bad kid, but because they didn't see any talent in me.
Oh, and now look at you.
Yeah, they say not to end up taking home ec because that's what all the chicks
Here, cook some shit. You're shit at music. Cook some shit, bitch.
So guess what? I can cook too, motherfuckers.
I can cook and I can do music. Fuck y'all.
Exactly. You'll do both at the same damn time. Hot beats.
Oh my god.
So yeah, it's been a trip to say the least. But yeah, I graduated high school in I don't want to say this, but 1990.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I was 5.
That was probably. It seems like everybody I know was about 5 then.
Yeah.
I think I'm the.
It happens.
Yeah, it does. And don't worry, it ain't gonna last forever. You'll be 43 before you know it.
Yeah, probably.
There's nothing to look forward to. Don't kid yourself.
Yeah, I'm turning 30 in 5 days, so I'm kind of struggling with that one. I'm like, oh my god, I have 5 days of being 29. What the fuck?
Just jump. There's nothing to look forward to. I'm getting old.
Oh man. Well, I gotta ask you, who has been I mean, I know you've worked with a lot of people, so who has been your favorite person to work with so far?
Favorite person to work with, hands down, Hope Frost.
Really?
Yes.
And why is that? I mean, I gotta ask you, why is it? Y'all just have that dynamic, or?
He's seen something in me that I didn't. And like I said earlier, there was 2 or 3 instances over a year where if it wouldn't been for him, I would have never completed Worldwide Homicide. You know, I'd already paid for a Kid Crusher hook on it, got it back, had Jason Porter on there. This is making a good track, and I'm like, yo, just take this shit. I'm done. You know, I can't. I need to get started. And instead of, like, probably most people would have taken it and say, oh, well, hell yeah, thanks. He said, hell no, dude, that's your shit. You got to finish that. Yeah. And so in doing that, me and him got really close. And it was like, when I say close, I mean like a daily phone call type shit.
Oh, wow.
And then there was a few times where we didn't talk for a couple months. He was doing his thing, I was doing mine. Well, we had lost touch with each other for maybe 5-6 months when I was out in California with those cats. And that's when I discovered I could do these beats, right? Well, by the time me and Pope got back in touch with each other, me and Hoodoo had become pretty close. And
yeah.
And Pope are close. You know, it's like 3 amigos in a sense. And so Hoodoo is telling Pope, man, I got these beats here from Todd Drake, and Pope was like, what? You know, he didn't even, he didn't believe it. So I'm talking to him for the first time in a few months, and he asked about it, and I was like, yeah, believe it or not, you know, we kind of laughed about it, and he was like, are you serious? I said, yeah, man, I'll send you a couple, whatever. And I was I didn't.
Oh, wow, I imagine that was so nerve-wracking.
And I told him that, and you know what that fool said? He said, I was nervous, too, because I didn't want it to suck.
Oh!
But, instead of getting a bad reaction, what I got was, hey, man, take this off of it, put this on it, add this, make it for 3, and we're going to use it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, shit, okay, cool. So I was like, for a year, that's all you would ever hear me talk about.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's some pretty admirable stuff.
Ironically enough, it went from that to, I believe I've got the majority of the production on their next 2 albums. I know I do on one that is coming soon.
Mm-hmm.
But the Born Supremacy that is fixing to be released, I believe that if not half of them, maybe a little over half of it are on mine. And the title track and intro included, which to me is a really big deal.
Yeah.
With Luna, for instance, she had was working on the Chivalba. I'm saying that right, Chivalba.
Hope we're saying it right.
Because the cover, you know, you got all your credits. Every bit of it is in Spanish. The names of the songs, everything, right?
Yeah.
You've got all these Hispanic names that I can't pronounce, you know. And out in the middle of it, you see this Todd Drake.
Yes, Todd Drake, the white guy.
Yeah, I'm not that Greek over there. Ironically enough, I ended up with over half of my beats on that CD, the title track, the intro, and that spawned a pretty good relationship with me and Luna. Now, Google Translate all day, we cannot communicate hardly, just speaking.
Yeah.
I spent about a week down in Lubbock just a couple months ago, where Six Sides State, well, the Texas chapter based out of, and actually sat down, like, physically side by side to work on these tracks and stuff, and there was no communication needed. Once the music started coming out, it was like, we just knew what we was talking about. And that right there was cool, you know, it was like, I would look up, I'd start saying something, looking directly at her, and it would dawn on me that she had no clue what the hell I was saying.
Oh, no!
She's looking at me like, I don't know what the hell he's saying. I would say, you don't know what, you have no
Fucking
idea
Google Translate.
Yeah, so here I am, like, typing shit in my phone and showing it to her. Well, I messed up by, I knew that she did, I thought she spoke at least broken English, you know? And
yeah.
So, a courtesy thing, the first time I approached her, I Google translated the message so that it would be easy for her to read, okay?
Yeah.
That was a huge mistake because she sent back an 18-mile Mexican, every bit, I did not know one word, you know?
Oh, no.
So it took a good 20 minutes to translate that over, and finally I just had to tell her, you know, hey, I don't speak
I don't speak Spanish. I'm so sorry.
And,
What would have been worse is if you had cursed at her in Spanish accidentally.
Yeah, there's a few times when I didn't send her certain things because I didn't trust her with telling me.
Yeah, you were like, I don't want to call her a cunt. She's not a cunt.
Well, the funny thing about that is the people that were doing it that I didn't trust were her label mates.
Oh, no. So they were setting you up.
All of them. Yeah, and I knew that was coming, so I just was like, yeah, okay, I'll just trust you.
They're like, punta means pretty lady. Yeah, I can see it now. Punta means pretty lady, and you're like, I don't know about all that.
I think I'm hitting on her, and I'm really insulting the shit out of her. Yeah. Chill, give me a Colombian necktie or something, you know? Like, oh, yeah, I'll be down there next week.
Oh, God.
That trip to Lubbock was, that was a blast. That was really cool to finally, actually shake hands with a lot of the cats that I've known forever. You know, it's kind of like one of those, you're the coolest person I've never met type deals.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the hospitality, the Solo Cortez, he would not let me stay at the motel because he had, you know, he's staying with me. It was like I had to, and I didn't mind, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but it's that hospitality.
It was, yeah.
It's kind of like Southern hospitality, how, like, you know, I mean, like, we'll have people come down for shows, and we're like, you're not staying in the hotel, you're staying at our house.
Right.
You know, and they're like, well, we can stay at the hotel, and I'm like, no.
Well, exactly. And see, these guys, it was like, I felt like I was surrounded by family the whole time. Eddie Kane, that guy is a class act. I gotta tell you, these cats are. I have a lot of love and respect for the Six Side Camp. Roach Joka, Detour, Solo Cortez, Sick One, Raw Diddy, Bay Biggs. I did not meet one person that was not cool. Period.
That's awesome.
Beast Mode was in St. Louis. Well, I was down in Lubbock for a couple days, and I got hold of him. We ended up working out a deal, and I got him down there from St. Louis, and he did a show with them, and I got to see everybody on Six Side perform. And the last night we were there, they kind of just took over. There was a metal show at the bar, and since I wasn't going to be back for a while, and I hadn't seen that. Well, basically, Solo started calling people up, and they just made a show out of it. So we got a metal can, and then when they got off, we get sick when they get off. Solo Cortez. You know, it was great, and I got to see everyone perform, Lou included. And I got all that film. It's rough. The sound's rough on it, but you know, you get the gist.
Well, yeah, sounds rough on anything you try to record.
So yeah, that was cool. We made a lot of good friends and networked with a lot of good artists that came in to do shows from other places while we were there in Lubbock.
Yeah.
So now, as a result of that, the 22nd of this month in St. Louis, there's a big show, well, Eddie Kane and Doja JC are coming down for that. Whereas in return for that, Beast Mode will be doing a show in Lubbock on a leg of their tour that they're going on.
Oh, cool.
Tour. Yeah, so it's like, you know, everybody, they're all about the music, but at the same time, it's friends first.
Awesome.
You know?
That's cool.
So it's really, it was really humbling just to see how everybody was at.
Yeah, it comes together and connects.
Somewhere else. Yeah, and I wasn't the only one that thought shit should be that way, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I wish everybody was like that, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah, that would make everything so much easier if everybody was like that.
Yeah, but if it was easy, I guess everybody would do it, right? you gotta have that one dickhead.
Yeah, always gotta have one.
Speaking of dickheads, just for no other reason than to mention this, on Facebook, honestly, I think my block list is bigger than my friends list.
You know, I think mine is too, but it's because I get these stupid messages, dude. Like,
what I came down to was decided that for every 2 people I meet, one of them's a douchebag. And you know, it can't be me all the time. I'm sure there's some of it they don't like me, which is cool, whatever, dude. But it's like there's always those people that I just can't, that piss you off looking at them. You know, it's like, I don't know, you know.
Well,
and so I hit. In the box field, so I don't care.
Somehow I end up with the thirsty males. Like, we're talking like I'm an average looking female, okay? And just because I'm average looking and not, you know, Medusa, you know, I mean, I guess I need like a big mole or, you know, a mustache or something to divert this. But I'll get these people, and it's like, whoop whoop, fam, and then the next thing is a dick pic. I mean, it always is a dick pic, man.
I like the whoop whoop a little better there, buddy.
I'm just like, block.
It's just my post that you actually see or even pay attention to, but I have a really dark, twisted sense of humor.
As do I. That's probably why we've continued to stay on each other's friends list for this long.
Right. So shit that, you know, should be offensive is not.
No.
There's some humor in there. Somewhere you just gotta look.
Yep.
Somewhere in there there's something funny. But a lot of people don't see it like that. But, you know,
it's terrible. If I meet somebody in person first, and then they add me to Facebook, they unfriend me. Yeah,
I give them disclaimers. I'll tell them straight up. I do the same thing. I'll be like, look, you can hit me up on Facebook if you want, but
it's gonna be a little seedy.
I don't want you to hear how surprised you are because I just told you you're going to be surprised. You know?
Right?
No, it can't be that bad. Well, guess what? It's that bad.
It is. It's that bad.
You know, there's dead hookers drop-offs on my page.
Oh, but wait, we weren't supposed to talk about the dead hookers, Todd. We weren't supposed to.
I got too comfortable. That happened.
Too comfortable.
Shit, you know?
Everybody forget that we talked about the dead hookers. That we're taking that back. We're recanting that.
What? What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. We never knew. So I know you've worked. Yeah, I know you've worked with a great deal of people. But who would you like to work with that you haven't already? Like, is there somebody you want to really work with that you haven't already worked with?
Diabolic.
Yeah.
Diabolic. I got my target set.
Mm-hmm.
Miles Malice. I would actually, honestly, like to get them.
And didn't he recently? I believe he dropped off LSP to go to Murder Music. Am I correct? Yeah.
Yes, you are. And see, I did not even realize that. I didn't know that. I mean, I'm sure it was a surprise for most people, but I don't really keep up with a whole lot of the politics in it.
Yeah.
You know, I know people
well, see, I've had Playboy the Beast on my show before. I've actually spoken with Playboy the Beast before. He's a really nice guy, and which, you know, that probably is a conundrum to everybody for me to say Playboy the Beast is a really nice guy. They're probably like, what the fuck? But yeah, Diabolic to Murder Music. So yeah, you're wanting to work with him.
Yes, and that now by working with him, I mean, I was really cool with him submitting tracks, so don't get me wrong, but I would like to hear him on one of my tracks.
Yeah.
And if I could just like snap a finger and make something happen, I would have him and Miles Malice on the same track.
That's awesome. You actually ought to get in touch with them and suggest it.
Been doing that.
I've been doing it. You've been doing it on the down low. I've been sending it.
I'll tell you what. I was talking to Miles the other day about this mixtape when he submitted a track to it. For shits and giggles, I strolled up and I was looking. I started talking to him a little over a year ago, and I think my first message I was seeing what it would take to get featured. And he was in the middle of doing his last album, so it was okay. Well, like tempo and slower, peace out. And a couple months later, he released the album. I hit him up again, and it just was like not a standoff way or nothing like that. It was just the timing was never right. It was either he had something going on, I had something going on, and that's how it goes. Well, we finally are starting to. He's more accessible.
Yeah.
And he's like real humble, real cool cat. So.
And I think that's a really big key in the underground, to keep yourself accessible, because you get opportunities you wouldn't otherwise get.
And really, at the end of the day, some of the most successful artists in the underground are successful by word of mouth. They're not because of their status and because they're balling. It's because this is the brokest genre there is.
Yeah, one of the coolest things that was for me.
I've got an artist here in Wichita, as a matter of fact. His name's Kansas Chifa. Chifa the Rilla. He's old school hip hop, gangster style. He's done a couple tracks with me. Really, really cool guy, really good artist. But he has not had a whole lot of experience with the horrorcore in this underground.
Yeah.
And so I put him on a couple of mixtapes that we've done, and he listens to everybody, checks it out. Well, he had made a statement to me just not so long ago. I was over at his house, and he said, I got to say that of all the genres I've ever checked out and been into, I've never seen as much heart and devotion as I have in the underground. From fan to the artists themselves.
Oh yeah, the fans are loyal.
Yeah, and that really, 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 hit him, and he was like, "I'll do any project you want to get in on." And so it was really cool to me because he's an older cat. He's about my age. He's set, he does what he does, and he's not going to change. But to see him open up like that, accessible to new shit, and it was like, hell yeah, man, check this out. I've got 2, 3 tracks, I believe, with him. They're really, really good. And it's not my style of music, but I love the shit out of these tracks we've done. It's like funny because I'll listen to, Luna is a good example. I'll be bumping that shit and people look at me like, it was all in Spanish. It should be something that you would think I would listen to, but it's good. It fits, So I've been exposed to new artists and styles of music by doing this, because at first doing this, I thought, everybody's going to like what I do. Not they like what I do, but I didn't realize that people are different with their picks and beats and whatnot. So I might have to make an R&B beat for this cat if I want to do that. It's not all going to be hardcore shit.
Yeah.
And in doing that, though, I have met Elion, another really, really talented artist. He does a lot of gangster rap, and he's actually, a lot of people know this, but he's Pope Frost's cousin.
Oh, wow.
He's on.
So it's a family thing.
Right, but we had gotten to know each other not through Pope. It was just ironically enough, they were related, but we had crossed paths, and he submitted a track on. We did that Rejected Records mixtape. You remember that? Dave was on that. Mm-hmm. And also, I believe Head Sick too.
Yeah, Head Sick no longer makes music. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen much from him in a while.
He was part of BSC when I ran BSC, and I can't really talk publicly. I will tell you later, but Headsick is a great guy. He's a good friend of mine.
Now, am I wrong in thinking he was related to one of you guys? I thought he was a brother.
No, he was not. We called him a brother, like a brother.
Okay.
And there were just some stipulations that unfortunately took place that we found out some information, and unfortunately it was not legal for him to continue with us.
Okay, I'm with you.
So I'll tell you later about that, but
right.
No hate to Headsick. He's a great person, great guy. Me and him are still in touch with each other all the time, but it is just what it is, and sometimes there are stipulations that make things, difficult for us in the underground.
Wow.
So it is what it is, but I notice, you do a lot of promotion as well. I know we're on some of the same pages on Facebook together. How do you decide as far as who you want to push and who you want to actually mess with?
It's really not to sound like a dick, but if I like it, I will promo the shit out of it. If I don't like it, then I won't. Now, I will if I get somebody, invites me to like their page, or without even listening to any of it, I will give them a share. I don't, it's just a support deal. I don't care what kind of music it is. If they took time out to hit me up, the least I could do is, add a like and share it somewhere and this and that. So there are a lot of those I share that I've never even heard.
Yeah.
The ones that I pump out, that I stick to, are the cats that I listen to a lot of.
Mm-hmm.
And not just because, I don't just, I share them because they're my homies. A lot of them I don't even know.
Yeah.
But
so you're just trying to kind of get their word out there and give them the same opportunities, that you've kind of been given.
Right. I mean, honestly, I really wish I would have met someone like me when I got started doing this.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that, at the end of the day, it would have been different, I'm sure. And I had folks drop that hoodoo. I had Jason Porter for, I had to drop the dime. I call for anything. But I find myself wanting to literally just give people enough beats to have an EP right off the gate if they're good. You got some cats that are getting the downloaded beats that maybe a million other people introduced, and they've all got some stupid tags on them. They're like, look, dude, I'll tell you what, here's 5 beats, you can have them. The same ones I might sell somebody for $50, might sell them for $75 each, or I might just turn around and give it to somebody.
Yeah.
I don't have my pricing system is like this. It's how the vibe I get off of you, how you approach it. And my payment plan is basically what you got in your pocket. I might have a price list. I've never followed it. That's a formality.
Yeah, it's a formality. When you realize if somebody's broke but they're dope, I think there's got to be some kind of leniency there.
And there is, and I catch myself, and I catch flack every now and then. People are like, man, you should have sold that set or this and that. And it's like, no, I can't explain it to them, make them see it.
Well, having a love for the underground in general, I assume contributes to that. But I have to.
If I had no bills or anything like that, I would give everything I do away.
Oh yeah, exactly. Just because of the passion. But
I hate having to sell them, but at the same time, I gotta sell stuff. So
right,
that is what it is. Half of one, half a dozen one, 6 of the other, however you want to put it. But if it was up to me and I could afford to, I would not charge shit for anything. I would get
right. But unfortunately, there are bills. It is life.
There's a lot of artists. I'm not gonna say any names, but there's a lot of artists that I don't pay that won't charge me, and there's some artists that I'm really, really, really close with that do charge.
Yeah.
And I'm not fucked up by it. That's their bread and butter. That's what they do. But there's a handful of artists that'll always require money, which is cool. I'm not above paying people for stuff.
Yeah.
I don't have to do it as often as I used to, and I think a lot of that is because when I did Worldwide Homicide, instead of just throwing a track together and saying I got a demo, I actually went and got, Kid Crusher's not the bee's knees, but he is not a no chump in this game.
Actually, Kid Crusher's former hype man, Sean, he actually worked for me. Yeah, he actually worked for me at another radio station. He was one of my DJs.
He is currently?
No, he was at another station. He is a really nice guy.
Right. Well, we never had any
interaction.
Sideways. No, we've had good interactions.
Yeah.
Never had any sideways deals. Never had anything cross to save each other. But I ended up unfriending him over some shit that he said about TNT when he died.
Oh, I don't know anything about that. All I know is
it was just because, and it was like one of the deals. I was like, oh man,
yeah. Well, see, I hired him at another radio station, and he was a DJ for me, and he ended up quitting a day before I quit that station, and I was just like, you know what, screw it, fuck it, everybody's quitting, I'm quitting too, fuck it.
So everybody quitting when you jumped off the bridge, I guess you're...
Jumped off the bridge, but, I'm here now, so it is what it is, but, Thomas Wilson, you were talking about him earlier, he said, please to ask you about him again, because his friends don't believe that you gave him a shout-out about his music.
Oh, what, just earlier when we was talking?
Yeah, Thomas Wilson's friends don't believe that you gave him a shout-out.
Does does he have a stage name, or is he just Thomas Wilson?
I believe he is just Thomas Wilson.
All right, well, Thomas Wilson is a dope artist that I believe is going to do some shit. And if I have anything to do with it, I wasn't going to say anything, but since it's out there, I will probably hook him up on an EP's worth of shit to do.
Awesome. Yeah, he just actually joined our family here at our MSG broadcast. He joined yesterday. He and I were talking about his music and about getting his music played, and I was like, I'm going to put your music in rotation. And then he was like, well, I might want to do a radio show, and so I hooked him up with the boss, and yeah, he did his radio show.
I seen him posting from the actual show, and I was
wait. YWK, Young White Kid, is the stage name.
Okay, yeah, because the email said tracks. Okay.
Young White Kid, there we go.
Young White Kid. Okay, well, Young White Kid is dope.
There we go.
The email, I'm not going to rehash the whole thing, but it wasn't like a lengthy to where, but some.
Yeah, when he sent me his music, and he was like, can he play it in rotation? I listened to it, which I get a lot of emails.
Right.
And, I go through them, and sometimes, I'll let some slip through that's maybe not my favorite because I know it'll hit with other people. But when I heard his, I was like, oh, this is dope. This is going in the rotation right now,
I kind of had the same, but it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I think that email had been in there for a couple of days, but I kept going back to it, and it said, the subject line was something about, he heard from me on Reverb or heard my pizza rip or something like that. It was a Reverb Nation deal. And, you get a lot of...
oh, yeah.
And so I was like hesitant, but I read his email, and I thought, he took time to do that. I listened to it. I was 10, 15 seconds into the first track when I decided I'm going to slap a beat on it.
Yeah.
So I said, hey, look, how would you feel about blah, blah, blah? And the reaction I got, I did not expect.
Yeah.
It was a good one, don't get me wrong. It was like, it made me feel good that, okay, this is why, I like this dude. He's humble, but he's also hungry to do it.
He is, and he's a nice, really nice dude. And, when he hit me up, see, because, like I said, I get a lot of, I don't know if you can even call them rappers, because some of them are really, really whack. I'll listen, and 10 seconds in, I'm like, this is not going to work.
I thought of something we should do.
What?
We should do a worst hits CD.
Worst hits? Oh my God.
Now listen, when these cats are sending me these tracks to you, and I included, and they're terrible, and it's like, okay, look, dude, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put you on a CD. But
it's going to be the worst hits ever.
You can take it or leave it. You want a spot? No. I mean, and like I said, none of it is trying to be dickish whatsoever. It's a lot of it.
And it's not. It's really not.
I know a lot more now about the game than I did 5 years ago, obviously. And a few years ago, even as of 2 years ago, I would not tell anybody if it sucked. I would.
Yeah, and I was the same way, dude. I didn't want to tell anybody that they were bad because I didn't want to hurt them. I didn't want to crush their dream. But
it's even worse when you're not a rapper. You don't get on the microphone like you and I. And it's like, damn, who am I to say this dude's terrible? But then I'm thinking,
yeah, but the problem is, you make beats, and I'm a DJ, and I know, and so we're both kind of in the position where we're like, okay, we know what's good and what's not. We do, because we've been doing this for years now.
Mm-hmm. I know what people like, and it's not that. But see, the only difference is now, I would probably just be just cold with it. I don't want to beat around the bush. I don't want to give them any false hope. Just don't have, if it's decent, and I see a little bit of, there's something there.
Yeah, I'll respond and I'll tell them what they can work on.
If there's nothing there at all, I'll tell them that too. Say, look, dude, why don't you quit?
I mean, the whole deal is I will never tell somebody I'm going to play you on the radio station I work for if they're not good. I'm not going to lie.
Right.
Now, see,
I will not, and that's not good, but if it's not the style the music that I'm into. It took me a while. That's what it took me a while to get over my hump. Was it's not all about what I like.
Well, see, I'll
I
go.
started looking at sound versus content.
Yeah, I'll go out there and I'll look at, if it's not something that's particularly my genre, I'll still, I'll listen to the flow, I'll listen to the lyrics, I'll listen to the beat, and I'll try to say, okay, this is good, regardless of the fact that I'm mostly for horrorcore, and I will, put it in my rotation, and I tell people on my pages, I'm like, email me your tracks, but I get emailed tracks, like probably 20 tracks a day, and maybe one makes it,
Right, yeah. Not everybody is, good.
Not everybody should be a rapper, no matter what they think.
And I'm going to say this, even Fago Lovers is guilty of doing what we're talking about not doing. I have heard some of their dope tracks.
Well, that's because people pay them to put these shitty tracks up on there.
Right. Now, I hope this don't ruin my spot with them, but they've never charged for anything. I've never asked for a whole lot either, but when I have a good track, I'll hit Scotty D up and say, hey, check this out. And usually within a couple of days, he's sending me back the link for Fago Lovers.
Yeah.
And I'll admit, I have pulled a few strings, like helped other people to get on Fago Lovers, I'll tell you one thing that was really cool. The first mixtape we did, Infekted Volume 1. I didn't tell anybody I was doing this, but after it was released and everything, I got it on Fago Lovers. And then I posted it from the Fago Lovers post, and a lot of those artists that were on there were just ecstatic because, bam, now they're on Fago Lovers.
Yeah.
And it was cool. I'm not, like I said, every time I look at the stuff I see my name on Fago Lovers, it's like, hell yeah.
Right?
So like I said, I'm not used to it, but sometimes it's like.
Oh, I gotta ask you though. Have you ever been to the Gathering?
I have not.
You have not. I have not either.
Never been one.
Let's go next year. I'm going.
If everything plays out like it's supposed to on Infekted Dead side, we will probably be there.
It's hard to go with kids, and I know you've obviously got a child, so it's hard to go with kids.
Yes, and I've been a single dad for, Colton is 10, for 6 of his years.
Yeah.
It's just me and him. Now, this year, right, as we speak, this is what I was saying earlier, that I can devote all this time to it. He's with his mom right now here in Wichita, but he's on the other side of town. She's going to have him until the end of this coming school year.
Oh, wow. So that gives you some time.
And it's the first time now. It sucks bad, man. I miss that little punk.
Oh, yeah, I bet. So it's good and it's bad.
Yeah, exactly. The good side is the responsibility, and not that I'm not responsible, but I don't have to be that.
You don't have to be totally responsible for him all day and then do your other stuff. But at the same time, you're like, I want that responsibility too.
Yep, and so what that allows now, that what I do is I make up for it with music.
Yeah.
I put all that into as much as I can into it, which I think is a lot too. I mean, I shit you not, I have a 48-hour body clock. That's been like that since probably military is where that started. But
oh wow.
Yeah, I will stay up for a couple of days just naturally and get shit done. And then when it's time to go, when I'm misspelling text and I can't see straight, all right, I'm gonna lay down and I'll go walk on with for a couple 2 hours, get up, freshen up, and boom, I'm at it again. Mm-hmm. Whereas, if Colton was still with me, not that I would be bitching whatsoever.
Yeah.
I would not be able to do it like that.
Yeah.
So everything works. Everything's for a reason, and this is, I believe, what I'm supposed to be doing.
Well, hopefully he'll get a little bit of bonding time with his mom a little bit too.
Yeah, see, they went for a few years without even seeing each other.
Yeah.
But she was here in Wichita, and I was down in Texas with Colton, and it didn't pan out for us. We get along a lot better now.
Well, that's good. That's always good if y'all can get along.
Colton, and he's a great kid, he's got a smart mouth on him, but shit.
Oh, your son has a smart mouth on him? I wouldn't guess that.
I heard that something that he said the other day, and I was like, what the hell? And I thought, wait. Still my material.
Oh, man. Well, I gotta ask you.
I'm on the last, this is the 3rd year of my 3-year plan that I made for myself.
Yeah.
I set a goal. When I left Rejected Records, left would be the proper way to say it, but that's not exactly how it went down.
Oh, I remember. I know what you mean.
I just want to say this. fuck them.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that whole thing, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on here?"
Yeah, I lost probably half the people that, but the cats that stuck there are the solid ones. I'm glad that everybody that junk shit did.
Yeah.
Because
that shows you who's real and who's fake.
Exactly, and the cats that knew what I was all about and what I do, they're still with me.
Mm-hmm.
Six side, split side being the majority of those guys, we got a lot of common respect for each other, a lot of love for what each other do. I've never not did what I said I was going to, or didn't. I don't know if it came out right, but if I say I'm going to do it, it's getting done. If I tell you I will do this for you, you're getting that done.
Well, yeah, you know what? I have to tell you one thing. I got a message from someone, and this is an interesting thing, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because I was blocked as soon as they sent the message, so all it said was Facebook user, okay?
What? What did it say?
All it said was Facebook user, because they sent me the message and then blocked me. And they're like, Todd Drake is shady, right? And that's all it said. And I was just...
You know how many times I hear that from odd people?
And I was like...
I am the shadiest motherfucker out there.
Right? Like, they didn't even give me a chance to respond. Like, I have no idea who it even was.
Oh, you really don't know where it came from?
No, because it said Facebook user. Like, they messaged me, and then they blocked me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that tells me that it's whatever. I can tell you right now, there is a particular, I'm not going to drop names on these cats, but I will be on the 22nd at this show. They are going to be at this show, and they're going to, we're going to have some, anyway, I'm the shadiest motherfucker you ever met.
I was like, what the fuck? Because it showed up in my other folder, and
now, was that a result of the show, us doing this interview?
Yes, it was, because apparently the interview, once it went public that I was doing an interview with you, someone went out of their way to actually message me and tell me, Todd Drake is let's see, what was the wording? Todd Drake is a shady motherfucker, is I believe what it was. And then they blocked me so that I could not even respond or anything, because obviously they had no way to prove you were.
Right. Now, see, what gets me is this shady part. I've been hearing about that since the rejected thing. A lot of that has to do with that, because, there's they were a little convincing on a few things. But
yeah.
I've seen firsthand some shady ass business, right? And that's when I pulled out, because I seen what was going down. Then it gets flip flopped around like, that's the one that did it.
Yeah.
Well, now, at the end of the day, it's really hard to be shady and scam people when 90% of the shit you do is giving away.
Exactly. And you know what? I was looking at it and I was like, the thought process that went through my head, I was like,
you can't tell me that ain't the first time you heard that.
Oh, it's not. But I was just like, do I care? I was like, you've been on pages that I own and been on them for years. I'm like, me and Todd Drake have never had a fucking issue. So if he was shady, I'd know it by fucking now. So whatever.
Chances are you've known me longer than the person that sent that message.
Probably so. And I'm like, if you were shady, wouldn't I fucking know it by now? Why would I schedule an interview? I mean, come on.
Well, we're interviewing the shady ones first.
Yeah.
I didn't realize this is the shady folk edition.
This is the shady edition of Todd Drake.
You know what? I don't care. Promo's promo, right?
Right? And I read that, and I was just like, I guess they got mad that you were getting an interview. Is the only thing that I can figure is they got mad you were getting an interview on a radio station, and I was just like, what a bitch to block me before I even had anything to say. Because,
they don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear anything but.
Well, no. See, I would have played along for a minute. Because you know how I am. I would have been like, well, what did he do? I would have been like, what did he do? And then I would have been like, no, he didn't do that. You're a fuck.
All the shit that I've heard I've done would put me on a 8-day schedule. I don't think that I have an ungodly amount of time on my hands if I can pull some of the shit that I've heard I've done. Do that, or I'm just damn good at it. Because, like I said, the main thing I can say is anyone can see for themselves. I anyone of anything. They like me or they don't. But
well, I can say first and foremost, I mean, you and I have, been affiliated with each other through pages and things like that
we've done music together too through David.
Yeah, a long time, and there has never been any shadiness. So
I think the only issue we had was timing. And that's just how it goes, I think
timing in the underground is timing. It's just how it is, and that happens. But
so busy being shady, it's hard to get a good deal off, man.
Yeah, and I can say, and I will say this publicly to everybody: Todd Drake is not shady. Why would I have him on my show if he was shady? So I don't know what the fuck you guys are going on. Yeah. I'm promoting the shadiness. Here we go.
I tell you what, I bet you some of the, I'm going to go back to this Jack Your Track Back. I'm sure that's going to come out of some shady shit at the end of the day.
Oh yeah, that's gonna cause people to say shit.
Great. Yeah, but I guarantee the end result's going to be a nice little disc of. It's going to be funny. If nothing else, we're going to have fun doing it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like I said, everybody's got that track that they just wish it didn't happen like that.
Yeah, right. Oh man.
I guarantee you, I'm going to try to be the guy to undo that.
Yeah. Undo it and make it better. Make it where it was supposed to be.
And by better, I could probably just take the lyrics off of some stuff I've heard and bam, it's better.
You know what's funny though? Every time that I do an interview and somebody messages me bullshit, that makes me want to do the interview even more. Because
you know they're listening.
Oh, I know they're listening right now. I know they're.
The only thing I just wish they had enough balls to get a response, just for nothing else, just to see what side of town they're on.
Exactly, to see who they are, but they won't.
I have a concentrated group of super haters in St. Louis.
St. Louis,
which ironically enough is my best artists are out of St. Louis. Okay.
Oh wow.
So
it's basically
haters,
jealousy.
Yeah. Now the haters are also peers of my artists that they cross paths on a regular.
Yeah.
And it is funny because it's like such a divided. It's like there's been a cat that I literally told people that were with him that they cannot associate with me and be with his label that he.
Oh wow! Because control everybody. That's great.
Yeah, and you know what ended up happening is 3 of the people that he told that to
ditched, right?
No, they're uninfected dead. And, a couple of them actually jumped ship to come over to work with us after they've seen who was doing what.
Yeah.
And it's like we are the quiet. Well, it's not so much quiet because it's we talk shit, but we're not talking about what we're doing. We're doing stuff.
Yeah.
Well, because everybody else is like, well, they're not going to do this and that. And then, okay, well, they're just.
And then you do it.
And we're still doing it, and we've got a track record that's not too bad. And, I can just say for my first official release, I did not have to hand somebody a burned CD with Sharpie written on it.
That kills me when people do it. Oh, my God.
Like, oh, this is okay, neat.
Oh, okay.
And, I had the CDs. I've got maybe 6 or so. You give me an address, I'll mail you a handful of CDs and give them out around there. But the hard copies themselves, I've only got maybe 10 of them left, but I ordered 100 of these things thinking, all right, $5 pop. You know how many of them I sold?
Yeah.
One.
Wow.
But I give it away. I can't. I was like, hey.
But that spreads the word.
Exactly. Now, while I was down in Lubbock, Texas during the Six Side shows, a good example was Luna, the disc that me and her worked on together. She was selling them like hotcakes, right?
Yeah.
Mine sitting right there, people weren't even picking it up. I'm like, what the fuck? So I was like, it took all of 2 seconds to decide. You know what? If you buy that, grab one of them on the way up.
Yeah.
And so it's like I had in my head, I had a dollar amount of what this box is going to produce, and at the end of the day, I didn't do it, and I don't. And people are like, why are you just giving that shit away? It's because I don't care. I want to give it away. Now, maybe not every release is going to be like that, but this is kind of like an expensive business card, if you will.
Yeah.
Because it's my first actual official, what I would consider my first release. It's not a single, it's an EP, 6 songs, but it's all my production and artwork, and Brady Gaza on vocals with 2 features on it, and so the majority of it's me and Gaza. And, we came up with our beats. He laid the tracks down. He actually did the mixing and mastering, which was a blessing for me. He owns a studio there in Detroit, I believe. And he's actually the studio that Project Born records out of. So in a roundabout way, that worked out pretty good because when I was working with Pope Frost, I sent him straight over to Gaza anyway.
Oh, your friend Joseph Spross just said, love Todd. Known him since we were 8.
First grade.
Yeah, known him since we were 8. He said, love Todd. Known him since we were 8.
That guy, yeah, we got in a lot of trouble. I've known him. I've got there's probably 15, maybe 20 people on my friends list that I've actually known since, like, literally kindergarten, first grade, that I still talk to. Now, I don't see them that often. They're all from most of them are in Oklahoma.
Well, yeah, everybody scatters a little bit after.
Right. Well, you say that, but it's me. I think everybody's still there. Like, shit, I'm the one that ain't there. But it's funny because I'll stumble across paths every now and then, thanks to good old Facebook, and I'll meet someone that I used to know or knew from school and this and that. And, like, oh, so, yeah, you're a welder and you do this, what do you do? And I'm like, and I'll start sending them music, and it's like, they're like,
oh.
And all of a sudden, it's like, oh, well, shit, that's pretty cool, and it's like, yeah, who would have thunk it, and then they bring it, well, didn't you get kicked out of music? Yeah. I sure did. What was that? Mr. Handley. That's his name. I hope I run into him one day.
The guy that kicked you out. Now, I have to ask you one question. I ask everybody that I interview this one question, and it is a pretty loaded ass question, and I've gotten I have gotten various responses from different people. One person, actually, I did not post his interview on YouTube because he told me he was going to be the next Eminem and he was better than everybody in the underground. And then the next day, I have to explain this, the next day he was supposed to be on a show with some people that I know here in the local area, and he told them to fuck off, even though he had signed that he was going to be on there. And I was like, your interview isn't going on YouTube. Fuck you, motherfucker. And all because of this. I'll send you his name after, but we're not going to talk about him because I'm not giving him free promotion. But anyway, this one, and honest answers I've gotten from both sides of the board, and it's all good. But if you had an offer to work outside of the underground in a more mainstream fashion, would you take it? Or would you stay in the underground?
Well, I have to say I am devoted to what kind of money are we talking about here?
We're talking about crazy money. I mean, we're talking about Tech 9 money. Tech 9 money.
I couldn't do it because I like what I do. I love the underground. I just want to pay bills. I don't need to be rich at it. If I can pay my bills, I'm good. If something happens, I stumble into something, I'm good too. Don't get me wrong, but I'm underground all day.
That's awesome.
Now let me ask you this.
Oh.
What if this underground shifts gears and starts becoming the new mainstream? What do you do?
Well, then you go with it. I would believe you go with it.
Now, see, because that's this Edge of Angels deal is going to be, for lack of better words, every track is radio friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Not because the goal is to hit the radio, but the goal is for one who does not cut song.
Yeah.
He's selective,
So you may end up in the mainstream without meaning to, and that's kind of like a Tech 9 thing. Tech 9 didn't ever.
Some of my music might end up, but at the same time, you can go to the other side of the tracks and get your satanic shit if you want.
Yeah, whatever. But I mean, like I said,
I have two artists on the same label that are doing two completely different styles of music through me.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, when you compare your Tech 9s and stuff like that, I mean, I don't believe that dude ever expected he was going to be on, all this crazy mainstream stuff. He didn't expect it, and I don't think you can expect it. I think it just kind of happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, I'm a fan of Tech 9. I'm not a big fan of strange music.
I'm not either.
The reason is because it's not a talent thing. It's the fact that that's all I hear about. I'm here in Kansas, and that is all you hear about. It's like, man, do they have anyone else besides Tech and Strange Music?
I like Tech, but I don't like Strange Music. Like, I don't like Ritz. I don't like, I don't like, what's his fucking name? Cuck Calhoun?
I tell you this, a lot of people don't believe me. Do you remember when Rich released his very first track on Bagel Lovers?
I don't. I honestly don't.
Cutting up dead bodies and shit.
I don't, because would you believe I only got into the underground in 2010?
Damn, right on. Well, you got there.
Yeah, I got there.
Rich, I'm sure somebody listening has to know this, because if people don't believe me, but the very first time I ever seen Rich, it was when they were calling him White Jesus. And it wasn't because that was an enemy and he did, it's because he freaking looked like Jesus.
He really does.
And he had on this video, he's plasticking off his whole house, doing a video. He's putting plastic everywhere. He's putting on like a hazmat suit. And then about midway through it, he is hacking up his girlfriend with a hacksaw.
Yeah.
And detail, graphic, horrorcore, nice track. I mean, he was on point with it. And then now it's like, I don't believe that that's him. I mean, I know naturally it's him, but I think he went against his, I don't think he's being true to himself.
Yeah.
The first thing he ever did was some pretty sick horrorcore shit. And
yeah.
I can't find it no more, but I'm going to just because I get people, people I know, like here around that I see day to day, they're Ritz fans, and I'm like, I bet you wouldn't like that shit if you heard his bird, because they're always like, that shit's scary. Like well, your boy Ritz was there, and then it turns into it. No, I ain't got no proof of it, but I know I see it.
Yeah.
I will argue music with somebody all that. I don't care. Even if I'm wrong, and I know I am, I'll still
even if you know you're wrong, you're gonna fight it until they give up.
I'll back my friend up, even if I knew he was wrong. And then later I'll be like, dude, you know we were wrong, right? real quick, me and Rusty, Blood Rust, when we first came up with Apex Predators, we thought we had a clever name, a unique name. So we dubbed it Apex Predators. We had a couple of releases, and then we go looking around. Well, there's another Apex Predators on Facebook, a band.
Oh no!
No, the only difference was theirs was spelled proper, and ours was with a C at the end. Well, they had had that name for probably 2 years. We started looking at the page. There's no music at all. It's just for 2 years talking about what they're going to do, who would you like to see us feature with, and so we got to talking about it. Like, man, dude, we didn't change the name because this and that. So we made them change their name. And all the reason was because again, it was not a dick, but it was a little, but because they had no music whatsoever. We came out with 2 solid tracks to open our Apex Predators up with. So we were like, you know what, y'all, they're going to change the fucking name. This ain't going to work.
Yeah, it's like, we've already got this name. We've already got this going. This is not going to work out.
They looked it up and realized that they had it by 2 years. But they changed their name. And ironically enough, the one that gave us the most problems, a little smart ass in the crew, ended up buying a bunch of beats off of them at the end of the day. And it was just funny because I look at it now and it's one of the deals where even if you're wrong, I'll still back you up if we're friends. Every now and then me and Russ still talk about it, and it's just like, I can't believe it. I mean, if I'd have been them, I would have straight told me, boss, I ain't saying this shit. But instead, we intimidated them. We kind of muscled them out and told them, well, dude, you're just going to have to change your name. That's all I stood. We're not changing ours. And so at the end of the day, they knew that we had just come out a week before that, and they changed their shit. So that was like a kind of a dick move, but kind of like a
yeah, kind of a power move.
Yeah, kind of childish, but whatever.
Well, sometimes you have to do.
So I call him a fatty poo-poo head.
Sometimes you have to do things a little childish to get it across.
Exactly.
So, I mean,
I have no problem with being childish at all.
You gotta channel your inner child at some point.
Oh yeah. You gotta let them cut loose on the world, or else you're just miserable.
Well, man, I gotta ask you, like, I mean, you've talked about a lot of groups and a lot of things, but who were your musical inspirations, like, growing up, and, like, who inspired you to kind of get into music? Slayer, Obituary. Wow.
Overkill. I can't stand the singer, but the music is great. Metal Church, Possessed. A little known fact, Possessed, lead singer from Possessed, is the
Yeah.
Exodus, all the old school. I guess back then they called it thrash.
Yeah.
But I was there at the cusp of death metal coming through, the sound coming out of Florida, which would be Obituary, Cannibal Corpse. That changed everything for me. That was my music then.
Oh wow! And then for you to get into hip hop, that's a little crazy.
That is, yeah. See, I wasn't anti hip hop, but I was not into it at all. I mean, I remember when I was in high school when NWA came out. Too Short, freaking 2 Live Crew, all that shit. Man, I remember I used to have the Beastie Boys license on cassette tape. The day it came out, I bought that bastard.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I think I still got it somewhere too.
Somewhere.
Yeah, it's got the airplane crashing on it. It's cassette, actual cassette, but the little things like that. But my musical influence was hardcore death metal. I was with a group of guys in Oklahoma City who called ourselves Desecrator. Pretty good. Well, we were good at it too. We opened up for bands like Suffocation. We opened up for Deicide.
Oh wow!
6 Feet Under, Cannibal Corpse, Brutal Truth. It was one of them we opened up for a lot. It was there. Oklahoma City had a pretty good little death metal scene then.
Yeah.
Cannibal Corpse was, they were all them cats, and so we got to know them. They were my musical influences as far as what got me into music. Now,
wow.
Honestly, I got into hip hop because of the Ringmaster.
Yeah.
The only reason I bought the Ringmaster was because it had a cool cover, and it was on the golden tape, the see-through clear tape they had. And I got that, and I listened to it, and I thought, this is pretty cool. I like what they're talking about. Shit, it's rap, okay, whatever. I can get over that part. Well, guess what? I was a fucking ninja. So, we didn't have a name for it then. So I started into the cats that they would have features from. I never listened to the 3-6 Mafia until they were on. Until they had.
Yeah, see, 3-6 Mafia was a thing out here. Like we knew about them. Like I knew about them when I was like 11 because Tennessee. 3-6 Mafia was a deal.
See, I knew the name and I knew who they were, but I'd never listened to them. Couldn't tell you the difference between them and fucking Ludacris at the time.
Yeah.
It was just something. It just wasn't my deal, but I knew who they were. Well, I started checking them out when they had ICP on Just Another Crazy Click. I think it was what was that? Or I can't remember the name of that album. Somebody don't know. They don't know what I'm talking about. But anyway, 3-6, and then that branched off into like T-Rock and some of the Lord Infamous, all that, and then Cottonmouth Kings, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And I started all the features so I just slowly started to get, and I went for about, I would say, I kind of just took that. I would say for 5 years, I probably didn't listen to anything but ICP and their affiliates. Misery, here's a cool project, fucking Born, man. I remember when they got on Psychopathic, and now I can honestly say that Pope Frost is, if not my best friend, one of.
Huh.
I could call that dude at any time and talk to him about anything and vice versa. And so that, it blows me away that it's still, that, it's like, man, I can just click it, it's Pope fucking Frost, man, come on, it's fucking a legend.
Right?
Frank Nitti, I don't talk to Nitti that much at all. He knows, Pope, me and Pope have our relationship. Frank Nitti knows where the beats are coming from, and he really digs the shit out of them, but we just don't communicate. That dog would go through Pope, and that's his brother, so, it's all one and the same at the end of the day. But it's just weird the way it all panned out. Jason Porter, for instance, I was a huge Jason Porter fan. I was really excited just to be on Messenger with his ass, and then all of a sudden, I'm giving him money for a beat, and I went on his website and picked the beat. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I just wanted to say, hey, I got a track with Jason Porter. And that turned into the Worldwide Homicide, which didn't do too bad. It didn't do that best, but I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know about promo and stuff like that. I just thought, I got Kid Crusher and Jason Porter on here. We're straight.
Oh yeah, it's just gonna take off, but promo.
Let's see, that track was finished and released 3 years ago, and I'm not gonna bullshit you. It cost me just under $600 to get it all done.
Oh wow.
I've made. Check this out. This is the best part. I've made $30.
Oh.
I've had two $15 payments on my CD Baby off of that one track in 3 years.
Oh damn.
I went to pull it off of there, and Jason Porter's like, "You're gonna give it to people?" I'm like, "Yeah, it ain't selling." He's like, "Oh, dude, that's like the #1 track on my shit." I'm like, "Well, I can't tell." So I went ahead and left it on there, but then I personally just give it away. And it's kind of like now I listen to it, and musically, I have matured as far as content. You know, well, for one, that ain't even my beat. It's on a 4 beat, which is a good deal. But,
yeah.
You know, but for the content, I had a set theme of what I wanted, and I'll be honest, it was a chick bashing song.
Oh wow.
At the time, that was my mindset. I was a little upset with somebody. I'm like, you know what? Make a song. I'll know who it's about, right? So the theme was, you know, just dog them out. And Kid Crusher and Jason Porter, true to form, did just that. Well, Hope Frost took a little bit of a switch on it, and it just turned into a pretty cool little track. But it's like my first one I listen to now compared to the stuff I'm doing. Even just the sound of it's completely different, you know. But I wouldn't change it for anything besides taking Cash Reap's ass off of it. Because, from what I understand, there's no more Cash Reap anyway. He changed his name.
Yeah, that's what I understood was that like I said, I have a story I'll tell you off the air because let's not slander.
Slander his bitch ass.
It doesn't matter. He's gone.
I got a couple of funny ones I can tell you. And that's one of the cats that's going to be at the show the 22nd. That's all these my little group of super haters I was telling you about. All of them are going to be at this show.
Oh, so how is that going to go? How is that going to work out?
It's going to go great. It's going to work out great. Because guess who's picking me up on their way to the show?
Who?
Eddie Kane and Doja.
Oh.
Yeah, they're my boy. And not that I'm saying, hey, look what we got. You know, let's rumble, nothing like that. But I guarantee you.
You may as well say, look at who we've got. Let's rumble. I mean, come on, man.
I hope that somebody on their team is listening to this because I promise you they will not say a fucking word.
I promise you they probably are listening. Considering I got the hate mail about doing an interview with you, I would guarantee you somebody is listening.
Fuck you to them guys.
And also, I would like to just say, and I'm just gonna say it straight out, I'm the motherfucking Rayne Badger, and I'm gonna have who I want on my shows. My boss, DJ Karma, gives me creative control and lets me have anybody I want on my show. If you have a problem with that, don't listen to my show. But you're going to listen anyway because you hate the people, so I win either way.
That's what cracks me up, man. If you hate me that much, quit worrying about what I'm doing.
Right?
But that's how it goes, so what do you do?
But anyway, getting back to the questions, I mean, tell us what you have coming up. I mean, what are the things that are coming up for you in Infekted Dead?
Well, where do I start on that? This one is
start wherever you want.
Okay, I've got 1, 2, 3. Let me just actually I wrote this shit down. I anticipated this one, and now I can't find the damn. I mentioned earlier that of all the shit I've been doing, I never write stuff down like I should. Like, for instance, what I need to do.
Yeah.
I wrote this shit down. Now I know why I don't.
It is what it is, man.
But okay, here we go. We have from Infekted Dead on top of the tour that's fixing to kick off with Jerry G and Beast Mode, which is lyrical slaughter tour, but apparently now it's lyrical manslaughter. We got Luna and myself are doing now I know that I'm not saying this right, but it's MICTAN. That's going to be the name of the album. Mictan, something. It's a Aztec, it's all based on Aztec police, like basically sacrificing. The old, good old park stuff that Luna's into. Got Apex Predators, which will be out very soon. It's getting wrapped up. We're going to have a CD there. Myself and Hoodoo on the Edge of Angels. That album will be dropping within, I think, weeks. Me and Katie the Stones are working on an EP. Gaza, we've already released that one. Born Lethal and myself have done a few tracks together. The next release is going to be out this year. Now, Du Bois, me and him are doing a 4-track CD called The Rebirth of Horrorcore. Basically, it's just it'll be done anytime. All this stuff I'm naming is coming out this year. Me and Eli Mead from the Canadian dude on 604 Clicks. He's about finished with the 5 of our project or our tracks. Script and Infekted Dead have a project going on. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 the end of this year, there will be at least 10, if not 11, Infekted Dead brand new CDs popping out like all at once.
Oh wow, all at once.
So it's going to get, it's going to be interesting to say the least. I'm looking forward to it because, for one, I'm ready. I want everybody to hear what we've been doing. But honestly, I am fucking ready to stop for a second. I'll stop for a hot minute, but it's starting to show. The hard work's showing, paying off, I should say. Now, monetary, not so much, but it's no big deal because this music is just awesome. I would not change it for shit. Oh, not to mention the Doppelganger project is, as I said, will be released midnight Sunday, Monday morning, whatever. As in this coming here 2 days. There is the Infekted Dead Infections mixtape. Volume 2 is in the making right now, which I will supply a flyer to you because it is an open submission. Only stipulation is release quality.
Awesome, and I'll get that spread around for you. I mean, I have.
I'm not afraid to put, we apparently will put a shit ton of tracks on. We don't care.
Yeah, well, you know me. I've got 5,000 Facebook friends and like 1,000 followers, and then on top of that, I work on so many Juggalo pages. I think I work on 87 different pages, and some of them have 20,000 likes or more, so I'm more than willing to spread it around.
Well, then I am more than willing to send you a makeshift EPK full of links.
Hell yeah!
Here's the bonus part of that, though, is 3 of these links will actually land you or whoever wants them over 40, 30, about 90 tracks combined in these 3 downloads.
Oh, I'll grab them and put them on the radio, so, I mean.
You can play anything that you come across that I have released, or anyone, I will speak for Infekted Dead on this, anything, Beast Mode, Blood Rust, Outsiders, Cannibal Carney, anything at all. Axe the Slayer, there's another one, he's in Georgia. But,
oh, it's not far from me. Where's he at in Georgia?
I don't know.
I grew up in Georgia. I live in Jasper, Tennessee now, which is right outside Chattanooga.
Okay. He's told me many times.
Georgia's a long-ass state, though, so he could be like 8 hours away and still just a state.
I'm down there for last year. Well, I helped a buddy of mine move down there, and I stuck around for a little bit to check it out. It was in Hinesville, Georgia. Wasn't my favorite spot, but you know, it was
Georgia is kind of barren. You're just kind of like, am I at Florida yet?
Yeah, what I did like was the laid backness. It reminded me of being back in Texas.
Oh yeah, we got that Southern comfort going on.
It was nice and chill. The music scene wasn't too bad, but it wasn't for us.
Well, what we've got here, and I'll explain it to you. What we've got here is we've got Atlanta, and we've got Chattanooga, and we've got Knoxville, we've got Nashville, we've got Clarksville, and we've got Birmingham. Outside of that, we don't have a scene. I mean, those are the scenes. That's it for the underground.
You guys are the home to one of my all-time favorite artists, by the way, T-Rock.
Yeah. Where's he at?
I just know he's in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Is there a Decatur?
Decatur is Georgia.
Is that Georgia?
Uh-huh.
Okay, close enough. Then
but it's not far. It's not actually far from Tennessee. He might claim Tennessee because Chattanooga might be easier to claim.
I'll admit it. Years and years ago when I first heard it, there's a Decatur, Texas. And when I kept hearing claim Decatur, I just assumed he's talking about Texas because that's the only state I ever.
No, Decatur, Georgia is about 30 minutes out of Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Who knew? But apparently every state has a Decatur.
Right?
I was like, all right, whatever, you got me. But yeah, T-Rock is he's one of my top.
No, but like I'm actually one of the promoters that does stuff around here, so you may not have known that. So I mean, maybe we can all get hooked up, and maybe we can get him on some shows around here.
Hey, I got one for you that I haven't told too many people. I will reveal a secret to you guys.
All right.
Mastermind. Right? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, I know.
He will be on one of these Infekted Dead releases.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, I've had his track back. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and spill the guts. I'll hear about it later. Whatever. Cannibal Carney.
All right.
Got a feature from Mastermind, and it's gonna be on his upcoming CD. And I
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is cool shit. Daniel Dahmer is another cat that I'd like to work with.
Yeah.
I've known him for a little bit. Me and him are actually friends outside of music and Facebook. He's a pretty cool cat, but yeah, I really dig his stuff too. He submitted a track on this Doppelganger. Yeah, the list, the artist list on this is just, it blows me away. We've got Kung Fu Vampire.
Oh, wow. That's a big one.
Well, see, Roach got him on his a track just not too long ago. It's Detour, Roach Joker, and Kung Fu Vampire.
Yeah.
So Roach submitted that particular track for this mixtape, which I thought was cool as